when we get to the VOD review, am I watching it via?
I will stream the video via Discord, because
Okay,
otherwise there will be delay between.
yeah, that's okay. That makes
Mhm.
sense. Okay.
Alrighty.
Oh, I'm nervous.
Looks like we are almost live.
Okay.
There we go.
It is up. I can confirm.
All right, so Devi wins the first war with the pom poms emote. Jamie in a close second, only 7 seconds behind, and then Chibi with a pom poms emote as well.
Oh, am I doing something wrong by not pom-pomming?
Yeah, everybody's doing something wrong by not being subscribed to Devi underscore Doovie at on Twitch.tv. TV. Yes. Okay.
I will subscribe on Twitch. I actually don't know my Twitch account.
New cat.
I mean, it's like logged in on my computer, but I'm on my iPad right now, so I have no ability to.
All right, I am DMing you the password so that it does not have to get read out loud on stream.
Okay, gotcha.
Devi will
So
already
five,
know it.
five.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
Lobby. Oh my god, literally forgot where to go for a second there.
All good. Friends or league quads?
Yep.
Okay.
I
Hi,
have friends.
Stormwater.
Do you ever have you ever had the fun experience where the person right next to you gets splatted and you think it's you? So you like don't move your controls at all for a second, thinking you're about to like,
Yep.
go back.
Definitely. That has happened. Can't tell if my stream is messed up or face cam is cropped weird. Right now I'm like over to the side because I'm messing with the computer. But now that I am removing rice cooker cat number 2, I can now move over here and it will be more normal.
Okay.
I'm talking
I'm
to
assuming-
in the chat.
Okay. Like, yeah. Let me know when's a good time to try to figure out gear for.
Yeah,
Okay,
click on
so
your-
I don't think that your gear is gonna change that much from
Okay.
like Clam Blitz over to like you're not gonna itemize for trying to do like clam super jumps because
Okay.
that's generally the play you really want to set up is to end the game in one push. That's kind of the idea. You want to get your frontliners set up so that they can't defend their basket, have a support who's throwing clams in, and then just have Devi going, haha, you don't get to do things.
Gotcha.
That's
So, like,
the hope.
normally for splat zones, I focus more on like ink management in my build, and
Not a
or
bad plan here. You're going to be doing a lot of
Okay.
painting, and it's good for helping you maintain control.
If it
But,
helps, I run Ink Saver main on my main blob build, so because I run it more supportively, so I make sure I
Gotcha.
get my special sooner and have lots of paint.
okay.
If you're ever wondering about gear, though, I highly recommend
Yeah.
sendu.ink.
Yeah, I have been there before, but I haven't checked it in a while. I got kind of analysis paralysis from it because of like there's so many things that I start feeling like, oh, I don't know which is the best one to do.
Yeah, the ones that I would generally, the way that I think about it is I look at all the builds by top 500 players, so the ones that have the orange crown
Okay.
icon, and
Yeah.
I just ignore all of the other ones, and I look at those ones and I think, okay, why are they doing the things that they're doing? Like what are they trying to accomplish with these builds? And then I will think, okay, how do I want to play this weapon, and what combination of these things that I'm seeing can I combine and synthesize into a build that fits me?
That makes sense. All right. I totally didn't really get to choose my gear that wisely because I was like noticed that 15-second thing start counting down, and I was like, oh, gotta grab what I could quick.
Yeah,
So,
no worries. It's
not optimized.
my personal opinion, and like not an opinion that everyone will share, but I think that gear is the absolute least important part of how well you perform in the game. I think I think you could use like the crappiest gear you could possibly think of for a given weapon and still do fine.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. It's like the icing. It's not the cake itself.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Estonia Dreams, and Colin, and Banky, and the Riddler, and X-Ray, and Smidge.
Hooray.
I think I got everyone there.
Babu.
Yeah, I said Bab already, but hi, Bab.
I know, but I had to say hi to them.
That is fair. Fair, reasonable, understood. Okay, they're all coming out on the right side right now.
Yeah. Someone already has a ball. Jeez.
Yep.
Yeah.
Should I be someone... should I be playing more defensively, or should I be trying to actually collect stuff too?
Play to zone them out of places that they want to be in from places that you can safely stand.
Gotcha.
Two right.
Oh my god. I think he died.
Be careful. They see where you are because you have the power clamp.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's as dangerous as holding the Rainmaker.
Yeah, I was
Nice,
focusing so heavy on trying to so much in front of.
Gemma,
Don't mind.
Toss it to me.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant there was someone behind me. I'm like, oh crap.
No, there's one in front of me. Thank you.
All right.
Trade with apples.
Okay, good
They're
trade.
10
Just went out there
DC.
with this guy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's convenient.
I have missiles. I am going
I have.
to.
I got one.
Buddy, if you need
Okay.
it.
There's nobody in position to defend except the one under the basket, and they're missile.
Here, I'll throw this down.
Oh.
Got it.
As I just fell myself.
All right. I just dropped Inkstorm.
I dropped armor.
Behind you guys, to the side.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
protect.
There
Nice.
we go. We got it.
All right.
Oh, all right. I'm down, but I got someone. Trade.
I can give jumps.
It's nice.
All right. Well, actually, I might not jump in. That way I can collect clams.
There's a roller right in
There-
front. Heads up.
There's some clams right behind us. I'm gonna grab those.
Oh,
I am
One.
jumping in.
nice.
Please.
There's another.
Yeah, I know.
There's one. The roller's flanking behind me. So let's just KO this.
Oh my god, I missed one. Roller got me. On my ouch. Coming around steps.
Now, is it better to
we
space
go.
out my throws
Nice.
that I can prolong the timer?
Yes.
Look.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the theory behind like ending it in one push. What I mean by that.
Okay.
So if you do make a push and only get like 20, you just get a power clam in and maybe like 1 or 2 small clams.
Mm-hmm.
What happens there is the enemy team gets a pity clam, so they get these 20 points that are sitting there that don't have to reveal a player until someone picks it up. So that's a really powerful tool, and it's worth more than its point value and utility. You're giving them that, and you're also, if everyone's dying, presumably, because that would be why the push doesn't go that well, then the other team gets map control and has that extra scoring power, and they're a lot more likely to counter push successfully. So what you want to do instead is play to keep the clam thrower safe and keep the basket open. You'll have like one player throwing clams, and then everybody else is focusing on either protecting that clam thrower, that one person, or going back and collecting more clams to give to them. And ideally, you just have that one person throwing clams and having clams thrown to them while they're being protected by the front line and everything. And if they get back up a little bit and go back in, it should be fine because they've refreshed the clam basket enough that they still have 10 seconds before it closes. And so you can back up, take a few seconds, shoot someone, get your positioning back, and then go back in and throw the other ones. Or if they don't see you, you can just shark, throw one clam at a time, and wait for your teammates to get into better position or get more clams, and then start throwing them a little faster after that.
Okay. All right. I'm very distracted at the moment because my dog is sitting on the floor staring at me.
They're just cheering you on.
Yeah. Either that or he wants food. but I mean,
He wants me to play with him, is what he wants.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, my cat will sometimes decide that it's time for me to pay attention to him, and the timing is not always convenient. Never seen Squid School live before. Seeing you guys play is really interesting. Glad you're enjoying it. Yeah. Oh well, we'll have to remake. So you guys get to see Rice Cooker Cat number 2 again. This is something that's, you know, if you haven't watched competitive play before, may be interesting to you is the concept of callouts, like what we're saying in the middle of matches. At Zave or Xave, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. And that's something that I'm going to be making a video about fairly soon. This is not my cat. It is a cat, but my kitchen is cleaner than this. Oh, Jem, show us your cat. Okay, I think I might actually have a picture of him on here. One second.
I'm Romeo.
So that's not it. That's not it. Shouldn't be this or this or this or
Oh, that's
this.
Chucky.
Okay, so we're gonna go. And create a new source here. And then we go here. That's not the picture that I was looking for. I use this picture in videos. Why is it not showing up when I search it?
No, it's not.
Here we go. Here we go. There he is. That's my guy. That's my little boy.
I can't see, but... Oh, hypothetically, I could go to your stream and mute it. That way I could see what's going on.
I have that with the Twitch and YouTube view. That way I can see both chats.
That is my cat. He looks like he would be your cat. He is my cat.
Where's the...
Something to watch while waiting to get into a Splat 1 lobby? Oh, good luck with that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Romeo's a little stinker, but he is my little stinker. We got him, he was actually a stray. He wasn't chipped, he wasn't marked, but it seemed like there was some kind of, maybe someone had been like feeding him or something, because he's familiar and comfortable around people. But he's also a lot less of a scaredy cat because he's been used to living out and around outside. So when he goes someplace new, which we did a lot, we've moved a lot even while I've owned that cat, and whenever we move, he'll just go in and explore and like poke his nose everywhere there is to poke his nose, and once he has done so, he is content and he will not worry any further. So he's a pretty good cat. We like Romeo. Yeah,
oh,
I think
the brushes.
I think the,
Oh, God.
I think the reason there might still be a lot of Splat 1 players is if people have a Wii U but not a Switch.
Oh, sorry, Debbie. Not trying to
You're
steal.
good. No, you're good. You're good.
One in mid. Oh boy.
One in
I
mid
got
is down.
solo missiled and couldn't get out.
Oh, well, I got the one in mid.
Octobrush, top left.
Oh my god, I
Jumping
can make a
solo.
power off it.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, I'm coming up to try and help in mid. There's nobody.
One of the brushes. Yeah. Oh, all right. Yeah.
Bridge is up. Brush in
Oh,
mid.
yeah, I see
Brushes.
that with Glugas.
Missling 3. I'm
Are
gonna
not-
push left to right.
I'm gonna armor back.
There's one coming up top
I have.
left.
I have Beanstorm
I gotta
ready.
get out of this. It's Glugas.
Back up. I'll paint your feet. I'll paint your feet. Watch out. There's two on the right. Come
Yep.
back to me.
I'm trying to keep the brushes from coming down to the bottom.
Jem, how close to missiles?
I've got him now.
Oh my God.
Two on the little right. They're bombing me out.
Octobrush is on the bottom left.
Oh, there's
There's just one
right
on bottom
in front of me.
right, and the others are either mid or left.
Left side Glugas, they're weak, one shot. But they probably are healed now.
Rush might get me here. Yeah, I'm down.
I got 2.
Nice pick, nice pick. Okay, start pushing in from left to right. Try and get those beacons.
I do have Inkstorm ready. Should I?
There's a beacon in our carousel.
Throw it from left towards their basket.
There's someone guarding this ledge here. I hit him
one
3
on
times.
the steps.
I missiled.
I called way too slowly there.
Okay, we have 2 clams. Be careful.
Yep.
Sully, nice.
Ah, the other one got me. Oh
Might
well.
be able to save
Oh,
that.
it's the bomb that got me.
It's okay, I still have one. Oh wait, I can just toss it in now. Whee! And then flee!
All right, not too bad, not too bad.
Oh my dear gosh! I'm just being chased.
So Sully, you're looking for spots where you can control a narrow corridor, or where you can control a lot of wide open space.
Carousel.
So
Yeah,
top mid is going to be good. Carousel is going to be good for you.
Yeah, that's what
There's
I was doing.
3 by mid?
Bottom carousel here.
I see this.
Yeah, they're going to try and go from right to
Okay.
our basket. Missling the 2 in front, and then
Oh,
going
God.
into mid.
There's 3 in mid. Oh, I got 1.
Brush weak, got him.
There you go. Another one on your left, Jem. Another one on your left.
I know. I don't want to push that. That's probably Glugas.
It was a brush.
Oh, okay.
I have Inkstorm ready
Brush
whenever
on
you want.
me. Traded. One more on my ouch.
Okay. Just gonna wait for a second.
They have a beacon left carousel.
I'm guarding. I'm like literally guarding their 2 clams. If they try and get it, they will go down.
Watch out for missiles
got-
behind you.
Behind their pillow. Someone bomb over here.
I am not with you.
Oh, they got 1 clam. Never mind. Okay. I'm just gonna play it safe here.
Brush got 2 of us
Julius
left
is
carousel.
us. Careful. No.
I got
Didn't
things down.
save you. Oh, I got him. Oh, well, there's
Carousel,
2 right
carousel.
below me.
Underneath.
I know. I know. I know. I know.
Brush down. Another
I have
one
to
trying
play
to
this
come
a
in.
little
It's
safe
Glugas.
here. Glues.
Yeah, Glugas
I
down
traded.
nice.
I traded. There's a beacon there, right behind the arch,
The brush jumped to it.
and a brush to it. Yeah.
Court down.
Alright. I think we stopped their push
Push
at
going
least.
into carousel.
It's several on mid. I have missiles.
Brushes are. I think both brushes are on the bottom.
We
like
need more
it, yeah,
clams
they're
before
both
we're gonna
there.
push here. I'm down to K-shot in mid.
There's 3 in mid.
I'm
There's
just trying.
200
Ah,
Oh,
brush.
It might be nice to have Soli up on top. We don't
Alright.
have a lot of
Oh,
paint
no,
control
I'm
up
in
there.
trouble.
We're too short
Alright.
range from there.
Oh, I couldn't get out of the bomb and jump out. 3 coming from our carousel.
Yeah, I shouldn't have stood there for so long. That's my bad.
Heads up,
I'm gonna-
PB, nice. Nice.
One right under basket, nice.
Brush down. Oh, and I'm down now. The other
Got
brush.
the
okay,
clam
there's-
thrower.
The Glugas are on the elbow on the right.
Are they coming around?
No, they're
There's
right
a
here.
jump.
There's 2. I can't stop them. And there's a beacon
Glugas
on the
down,
right side. They're
jump
gonna jump in
down.
on right side carousel. Right side carousel.
Brush is over there. On left carousel.
Clearing carousel. Oh, yeah, brush right carousel got me.
Right
PB
here
behind you.
on the bottom. Oh, I.
1 in mid. 1 going right. Right side weak. Got
Brushes.
1. I'm dead.
Brush behind.
Coming up left 2. Okay, they didn't get.
Didn't even make a power clam.
Oh wait, did the game just end? Wow,
Yep.
I didn't.
Yeah, they
They
didn't have a
didn't
power
have
clam, so they couldn't trigger overtime.
Oh, that's crazy. I just noticed your colors are different than my colors on the game.
Yeah, Gem's
Yeah.
got color lock on.
Oh.
Color lock makes it so that it's only ever this yellow and blue. The original idea behind it is for colorblind players.
Yep.
But the reason I use it is that if there are ever any green ink colors, they reflect off my pasty white skin, and I get green screened out.
Fair
So
enough.
I need the yellow and the blue.
That makes sense. I get you. Devi with so many splats.
And
Pom poms. I'm
just doing what I'm supposed to do. Try to not let them pass because I have the range to stop it. So.
Devi's like a backline slayer.
Yeah, I can do that. Not as much in tourney play, but in league play, I can make it happen.
When we did pairs, that one match with the dynamo roller, and you got the 18, and they were
Yeah, kind of.
all-
I went a little ham that game.
not one was an assist.
I may have spawn camped as a dynamo.
That's really funny. Okay, so they have no range. The main thing we need to watch out for are flanks here. If we can keep any of the flank routes towards Devi painted, then
Okay.
she doesn't get touched.
Wait,
Just
Debbie,
kinda
where'd you go?
Watch out for
You
sharking.
stay on the opposite side because your blobs and my shots can pinch. One low
Okay.
left here.
Got
Got
one.
him. Another 1 second. Two underneath carousel. They backed up. They backed up. They backed
All right.
up.
All right,
Carbon's on me.
I have Hitterstorm
Missiling
ready.
and going into score.
Carbon's.
Alright.
I got one.
All right,
Got him.
Here. I armored. You're good.
throwing Storm down.
Brush got me. Their steps.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh,
I
some-
mined one.
Won the
Up top.
plat.
Ah,
Nice. Oh dear.
I'm down by the end zap.
All right, Debbie's last.
Oh, they know. I'm out. Peace.
Hi.
I didn't need to jump to that, but I did anyway. Someone's coming up left side to mid.
One right
Someone's
carousel.
off-
In carousel. Nice.
I got him.
Yeah, one's on our right
There's
side.
another one right.
I broke
Oh,
the armor.
Two right carousel fighting me.
Feels so
They're,
slow.
they're jumping in top right. One left carousel, I think? I just saw paint.
They're
go the other
looking
direction.
at it. It's mostly just bombs.
Oh, I missiled. Heads up. Whoever's by
Yeah,
me.
Brush got me left glass.
Not sure why they're just
TV,
circling.
watch out, flank.
Yeah. Traded.
I got carbon. Oh, I got two.
It's just K-shot by
1v1.
K shots right next to goal. Oh, they
Just
just.
watch out for
On
jumps.
plat. On plat.
I traded.
Oh, they're gone already.
Yeah, I
Alright.
traded.
Yeah, there was only one.
I like rushed in and then like they weren't there.
Okay. Devi, where are you at?
I'm on the left.
Oh, Carbon's on left glass.
Early presents.
Tagged him once.
I have to wait for the bridge so I can cross over.
Watching.
missed.
I am missiled.
There's a
I'm
brush on the
just
left,
backing
so.
up.
Oh god, the carbon came through mid. No, they're gonna score left.
I'm backing up
Oh,
to
I
the
was
fence.
close to stopping
Whoa!
it.
Oh, I didn't get him.
There's someone still there though, and a hammer.
I am alone.
Yeah, the carbon
I'm
got
gonna,
me.
I'm gonna
There's
missile
three
and
at basket.
now flank. I need to not be here.
There's two underneath of me.
One in court on me still. I'm down. Right carousel now. They're missiling.
Zap is going
Over
back
plat,
into
over plat, over
carousel.
plat.
I see him. Oh, my joystick keeps blocking.
Oh, I'm
Did
down.
did any of you just see him teleport, or is that just me?
He could have. There's a lot of bridge
Zap and mid.
fun things that
Also,
happen.
Zap is Gooms, who I think is watching the stream.
Yeah, could be. There's some on the left.
Brush right, brush right, brush right.
boy.
Got him.
Here's armor.
Hit him once. Hit him twice.
Use that to your advantage.
They jumped out.
Okay.
Debbie.
Oh, there's different.
Oh,
Two jump
left
out.
side,
Got
left
one.
side. In mid.
Where?
Careful, bomb,
Oh
bomb,
my
bomb.
god. I got him. Oh my god.
Nice.
What?
Can you
I
save
was
the
like,
climb?
Mid brush.
Oh no. There's underneath left.
Yeah, I'm dropping down to defend.
Got one.
Nice.
Here, Debbie, I can pass this to you. whenever
There's
you
two on the right side trying to move in. If they get paint, they're gonna try to get me down. Someone's on the right flank, right flank!
I'm looking. I don't see him.
They just
There's
went
a jump
down.
on
Someone
left.
got it.
Oh, okay.
I have missiles ready to go. I'm gonna wait for
I
Debbie
also-
to be back.
I have been.
Chibi, I'm behind you. Oh,
Carbon. Sorry.
Shoot, I accidentally made a power plant.
Carbon dropped on you.
Yeah. Ah, crap.
Yeah, we
see
didn't
the
have an
carbon.
advantage yet.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't. I was trying to stay back, but I.
we still do have a clam. Okay, there's 30 seconds left, so we need.
Got one on
Oh,
left.
I
There's
found
another
a
one.
carbon.
I grabbed our pity clam.
Carbon's
So
really weak. there's a bomb.
We didn't need to grab the pity yet.
I can
gonna
drop-
get
You're
splatted.
getting flanked. You're getting flanked. You're getting flanked.
Ah, shit. How'd you notice that?
The map.
Map.
Watch out.
Got one. Got two. One more plat. The bomb rush
I
is
mean,
nice.
chicken.
I'm behind you.
I'm gonna
I'm
have
gonna
a
grab this.
clam ready to score right away, so I'm gonna get
Okay.
ready and go for it. There are two on me. I'm weak.
Oh
I'm down.
no.
Oh.
If I can get a jump in with this.
We're
Oh
three
no.
down.
Unfortunate.
Well,
Dude.
I wasn't playing enough,
Unfortunate.
on enough aggression that match. That was totally my bad.
Sorry about that. I shouldn't have grabbed the pity clam, but I thought yeah, I don't know. I thought if I stayed in the back and waited for someone to jump to, I could use it.
Let's talk about pity clam usage, because this is
Okay.
something that's not common knowledge unless you've been in competitive play a bit.
Okay.
So the pity clam, like we said, the power of it comes from the fact that it doesn't have to reveal you.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons that we didn't want to pick it up in that situation was that
Yeah.
we did not have an advantage, which means that we're not going to be able to score yet. You only
Makes sense.
want to ever be holding a power clam, ideally, if you're like right about to score. The less time you're holding a power clam, the better. So I would go so far as to say, even like, especially in a coordinated environment where you're used to your teammates, you never even want to pick up 10 clams. You want to pick up 9, and then your teammate, who also ideally has 9, just throws you one, and then you can score from wherever.
That makes sense.
So that way you're never like revealing yourself. In that situation, when you picked up the pity clam, everybody else was down, and the enemy team was pushing. So they were going to know where you were and also be able to flank you, and you were going to have no help. So picking it up at that point makes it very likely that we lose it. And so that's why we didn't want to pick it up in that situation.
That makes-
Okay. YouTubers on the right with the tri-slosher. Someone's down left by Chibi.
They are.
I have missiles ready, 2 right plat.
Oh, 2 on
I-
mid already.
Oh,
Last.
Yeah, 2 top
Got one.
left, 1 weak.
The other one
the other
dropped.
dropped.
Got try.
I'm missiling their court.
Got Bluga.
Nice.
Yeah,
I'm down to the YouTuber. But
nice.
that's the
I should have
Alright.
enough.
YouTubers behind the pillow on the top right.
Okay.
only- You get them, Jeff.
They dropped down.
They splashed down. I think I'm safe.
Oh no, the wall.
Bluga got one.
Brella weak. Got Brella. Goop got me.
Nice.
Goop right there.
All right. Well,
Oh,
Are you jumpable,
hi,
Debbie?
Goo.
No.
No. Don't jump. I'm being pressured. Thank you. Come here, Goo. There we go.
One
I
left
got him.
carousel.
He's on our carousel.
They ballered.
Okay, well, I have 9.
They don't have a clam, so they're not going to jump anything in.
yeah.
I'm
That's good.
also
What are they
kind
doing?
of beating them up on their own flat.
Traded the Brella. We're 3v2.
Billy, they're behind there.
Got
Nice
him.
pick.
Nice.
Okay, let's start moving in from
One's-
left court.
One's
There's one
coming
there.
from to the left. Here you go.
Nice
Got the
pick.
jet.
2 on the top right, 1 on their plat.
I'll try and go in
I
front.
didn't
Oh,
have-
okay.
Sorry,
I'm down to bomb. Goop dropped.
Got it.
Oh, what's shooting me?
Nice.
Oh, this is a bad jump.
You can live, I believe!
You want me to
Not
jump
bad,
in?
man.
No, absolutely not. Under no circumstances.
I was gonna say I could jump in and throw a wall down for you.
Right.
Oh, where'd they score from?
You wouldn't survive
yeah,
long enough to throw the wall in that situation.
I'm not sure where they scored from. They just jumped off the ledge as I was approaching.
Got a clam.
It was top left.
I'm gonna be jumpable in a second, and I don't think they see this.
I'm not that far. Oh, they
Jump
don't
to me,
see
jump to
that.
me, jump to me.
I'm coming.
I
got
have
you,
it.
I got you, I got you.
What?
Got one, got 2. 2 on me. Got
All right, I'm
one.
using my form for coverage. I have no clam zone. I don't see any.
Deleted.
There we go. Nice.
Oh.
Alright.
I didn't mean you get deleted, Jimmy.
It's fine, I won.
You did actually.
I might be dying, but I'm also winning.
Oh, what is it? I was hiding behind the wall with Chibi, so Chibi was baiting the undercover, and I just come out with full charge, shred their shield, shred their baller, shred them, and then Chibi goes in a 1v1 with the glue guns directly after.
Oh.
I didn't even know they were there. I just wanted to squirt end the game. I saw I had 2 clams, and the basket was like at 4, and I was like, success.
Logic, the question was, could you have kept the clam to stall for a push in overtime? Or do you have to, sorry, I didn't read the whole question.
But yes, is the answer.
But, so, the overtime will trigger as long as there is a power clam somewhere that is your color. So it can be the pity clam, and so you can just leave it there. It does not have to be in your possession to trigger the overtime. And you also don't have to be scoring. So, like, there could be a power clam, like, way back right next to your base, and you'd still trigger the overtime. Now, overtime is very short in Clam Blitz relative to, you know, how long it takes to get a push off. So, if you're not, like, already in mid contesting towards the basket, you probably have to just kind of cheese it or rush it or something. Because the fact that you have a power clam doesn't necessarily mean that overtime will just keep going. The power clam dying will end the overtime, but the overtime will also just end after, I think, 15 seconds or 20 seconds. I forget which it is. It's not a very long time to get your specials and get your team back together and make a solid push and win some fights and get close to the basket. So, typically, if the pity clam is the only thing you've got available and your team is wiped, you're probably not going to make it there in time unless maybe like you have a frontliner that rushes to the basket and gets a jump in.
Oh, there's a lovely name.
This is the 3rd time's a charm team.
Yeah, we've been playing them and I have not been mentioning it so that we don't pay attention to it.
So I have a question about swim speed up.
Mm-hmm.
Does it only affect your max speed, or does it also affect your acceleration?
I want to say it's max speed, but I could be wrong there.
Okay.
Because it is a flat number that all of the data I've seen shows going up. It's not like a rate.
Oh, I won the Hydra fight.
Good job.
Accomplished, but there's thank you. Hello, good.
Here we go.
Thank
Missiling
you for the
forward,
wall.
and I'm gonna go
Yep.
in on the basket. There's one.
Yeah,
There's steps
plan.
watching me. I have 7.
Fine.
Here.
I have 2.
Oh, there's 2.
Don't throw them all at me yet.
I just low. So.
No, I've got
I
7.
have been
I've
clean
got
ready,
need
by
some
the
up.
way.
we need this swift suppressed.
There's a Hydra on top of me.
Okay.
Uh-oh,
Alright, I'm
back up
down.
slowly. Back up slowly.
Yeah. Let's just back out and try and keep our lives.
Oh, well, I will. Alright. I will try to get the couple clams I had in.
On the right on Chibi.
Hello?
I'm just gonna wait a
have
second.
to back.
There's 2 on the right.
Yeah, Dooley's coming in on
They
right
armored.
port. They armored. Just
And
back
I'm
up.
just
Let
gonna-
them
again, I'm
burn
just
the
gonna
armor.
Wait a second. 2 here.
Oh, I
Got
did not.
1. Hydra's on the top right with armor
Okay,
on.
armor's gonna go
5
off
minutes.
soon. Missling the Hydra.
Well, I found the roller.
They're trying to go
Roller in mid.
right elbow.
Oh! Oh! No, 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 no!
Did you get him?
One left
I got
carousel.
Climb the wall!
Roller left carousel.
Yeah, I'm attacking him. I ran out of ink.
Oh, that's good. That's good. We just zone him out. We're good. Roller came right. I hit him twice. I should not be fighting.
Oh,
that.
Petra's
TV
on
has
a-
up. Yeah, yeah,
on
yeah.
right.
Oh,
Oh, I thought those were glue guys.
I have missiles ready.
They're both the backs are in mid.
They're pushing me right. Oh shoot! I
Oh,
thought
the
she was
Hydra
closer to
dropped.
me.
The Hydra dropped. And there's one on both sides of carousel.
Good pick.
Oh my god.
I have Inkstore ready, by the way.
At base. Trying to help you. I got you.
There we go. Good job.
Squid
That's
is
2 down.
making pressure.
I accidentally used my Inkstore.
Hydra's in mid. Hydra's in mid.
Yeah.
They're on the wall. They backed up.
Yo, it's running.
Squid
I
trying
got
to peek
2.
me. Help
Left
on left.
side,
Help on
Hydra.
left. Left
Hydra.
glass. 2. Squiff and Hydra.
Alright.
They armored.
Alright. I have left glass. Squiff on right plat.
Oh,
Do we have clams? We don't have enough clams for a push. We need to wait.
I got 2.
Okay. Now we should probably start pushing in. I'm gonna missile right side. There's one on left. Left glass. Nice.
Got Tetris.
Okay, I'm pushing in, going
I
for
hit
Squiff. Squiff down.
Okay. Hydra's on
Hydra
the
on
top
me.
right.
Traded Hydra.
There's a carbon.
Roller on my ouch.
Oh, I hit him
Nice.
twice. Nice.
Just Tetras. Can we get a clam made?
They're by a basket.
Solely up on top right is Clams.
Working on getting there.
Carbon's,
Right here.
Carbon weak. Traded.
I got taken
Hydra
out by
dropped.
the...
Hydra basket. That's probably it.
I'm just gonna...
Unless...
I'm down at
Unless...
basket.
Fuck.
I got 1.
Okay,
I
1.
tried. I was being chased. I needed a little bit more ink and I was fine.
They have the bridge. Be careful. They might come over the top.
I'm coming left.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Keep an
clean
eye-
up.
Someone keep an eye on the right.
Squift's watching me in mid. Wall.
Oh, shoot. You destroyed my wall. I was trying to throw you a wall down, Debbie.
No, that's good. That's good.
Okay.
You
Hydra's
helped
on the
me.
right.
Oh, Hydra got me from mid.
Yeah.
Right when the wall despawned.
Hydra's doing what I'm doing. I traded with
Got
it.
Squiff.
2 for 2.
It's just a carbon.
Just carbon. Just carbon.
Right
They're
side.
bottom
carousel.
right, they're
bottom right.
They're just running in.
They backed up.
Got him.
Nice.
easy.
All right.
Rainmaker
So let's
win.
take mid control. Let's get some paint up around carousel. Their
For sure.
clam
I'll
dies
toss it on
here.
top mid.
Watch out for bomb behind you, Debbie.
Yeah, I know.
I have Storm ready.
There's a Squiff and
Oh,
a
Oh,
Hydra
pushing into
shooting
mid.
at me.
Pushing into mid. Tetra's got me mid.
Bomb got me.
I failed the splash and cancel. How am I alive? Oh god.
Bombs. Bombs the best we got there.
Heck yeah.
Nice. Squiff on right. They've got armor. Be careful. Carbon also bottom right.
Bottom right.
Denying
They're going
his
up to
fate.
right glass.
Yeah, I've got him trapped.
A Squiff.
Good job, Sully.
Good
Good
stuff,
job,
good stuff.
Sully. Here's victory armor. Why not? Just
One on
go,
right.
GB.
Dropped. 2 on right.
Chibi's just gonna go score. I just saw Chibi go and I'm like, we're good.
That was pretty fun. I had him stuck behind a corner and they couldn't
I
move.
saw that. I watched the entire thing and I'm just like, this carbon ain't going anywhere.
Skipping school today.
I
All
feel
right.
bad. I
Thanks for popping by, though, Yoshi.
feel bad I have so much fewer splats than you guys do.
Don't worry too much about splats.
I
A
think
lot
with
of
how you're
victims
playing,
and
your objective is just kind of like how much participation, like in fights you can be in. Like, are your blobs helping your teammates? Even if
Yeah.
they don't hit, they're zoning the person back. Like, this is my whole job as a backline. I shoot in a general area where somebody is and push them into my teammates so they get the splat, even if I don't hit them.
Think
I
of it
think
as
that-
flushing them out.
Yeah.
If there's
that.
if they're in a place where they have cover, where they have an advantage, if you put blobs there, then they can't be in that advantageous position anymore.
Mhm.
Makes sense.
So think like, where is it that that it's strong for them to be in, and then deny them that option.
Yeah, I've mostly been trying to deny stuff people approaching from the bottom because just the blob is really useful in those narrow areas.
Mm-hmm. When the bridges are up, it is really helpful to have particularly the blob in mid so that we can paint
Okay.
across the bridge and get forward. But I agree
Yeah.
that you're one of the best weapons suited to defending carousel as well.
I mean, I've started hopping up to the top right so that we could like pincer with
Pincer, yeah.
with heavy.
Totally. It's boneless children.
Boneless children.
That's the team name. That's what BC stands for.
Homeless children?
Boneless children.
Oh my god, okay. I thought you said homeless children. I was like, that's a really kind of a messed up name.
Okay, sorry, I had to help my dad find his phone.
Happens to us all.
Yep, it does.
I'm down
Alright,
low.
so we got top left and
missiled.
top right.
Likewise.
Oh, I dropped.
Okay, 2 watching from left glass. Squeezer might try to contest here.
Oh, I found the bamboo. I'm
Squeezer
just gonna
mid?
back up for a second.
Okay, I'm backing up then. Can't take that fight mid.
Oh,
Got bamboo, but
oh,
I'm
that
not
was
right.
close.
Okay, there's one on the top right. I
Brush
don't.
one
Oh,
left glass.
yeah, I see. Brush weak.
2
left.
Yeah,
I'm
the
missing the one on right, and I think I can get in and score. Well, I could have gotten in and scored, but I didn't. Have to
They're
plan it.
all over there, Gem. So I wouldn't.
There was
try
only
it.
one.
Bubbling.
There was only one on right. The others are left.
But there are 2 on left though, like nearby. So I got bambooed
There's
and
squeezers.
they're on top left at our clam.
I'm being
Two.
heavily pressured by their squeezer.
I got bamboo.
Squeezer left our plat. It
Good.
dropped.
down.
Chibi, see how often you can get
Oh, no, they're
behind
above,
them? Let
sorry.
us know when you can get behind them because I want to pinch that.
Oh, I have 9 clams.
Because I think if we flank the at least the boozler or something, we can get. There's
I've
one
got 2
shark
players'
on the
attention
top
left.
side.
Careful, careful.
Squeezer's down.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh,
No,
sweet.
one more on
Bamboo's
left. One more on
looking
left.
How are we for making a push?
Get the. Oh, there's a beacon right here.
There's really
There's
low.
an ink jet. There's an ink
I'm
jet.
down. I got the beacon though. So look forward. Look forward.
Yeah,
But
they're
okay, never mind.
we
Blue
don't have the
spot.
numbers for that.
One in mid. Bamboo on the left.
One's
Rush
trying to
on
come
right.
down the carousel on left.
Bamboo on.
Right.
I'm
yeah.
pushing them out. Pushing them to the right or something.
Oh, there's one on me. Got him. Or jumped. He
Still
jumped.
watch the right. Left side.
Left.
Nice,
Got him.
TV. Get
I'll
that
get the
beacon.
Beacon. Yep.
Good. Let me
And
throw
the
the
power
clam
clam
down
is-
at your feet. I'm gonna jump to you.
Okay.
Now watch the left.
One there, carousel weak. Got him. Another
I'm
one trying to
protecting
save
the
it.
jump.
Got it. One at basket. One at basket.
Here.
And
I can
bamboo
ink jet.
behind me.
Got
Okay, nice.
bamboo. Go for it, Jim.
Okay, I'm getting in their walls.
There's a brush up here. Totally.
Ah, I'm down.
What happened?
There's a brush and a squeezer above us.
Oh,
On the
All
top right.
a little. Alright, well, they got me.
One right
I
plat.
trade with bamboo.
Two
Russia's
right plat
heading to
now.
the right.
Damn, there's 2 in
Alright.
front of you. I'm
Russia's
trying to
Yeah,
heading
get
thanks
above
for the
us.
help.
Careful, Jim.
Someone might be behind me. Oh my god. No, I couldn't do anything.
Where is their jump thing? Oh.
Their beacon's on the. Oh, someone just put a beacon in mid. Brush is
I got
there.
it.
Or not brush, sploosh. sorry.
Bamboo
Oh,
left.
God,
Oh,
oh,
brush,
God.
brush beneath me. Got him.
Nice.
Oh, that was close. The boozler was
Two in
very
mid,
Throw a
two in
heavy.
mid,
wall,
three in mid,
throw
three
a
in mid.
wall, throw a wall.
I'm trying to get enough ink. One second.
Okay. They're missling.
I'm missing them.
That's
Got
loose.
one. There's another one. Okay, one right carousel. Backing up.
I'm just gonna ride this to the left.
Brush on left.
Hi, brush. Got him. Soli, you're gonna have to help
On
me
left.
here.
Bamboo's
On left, they're pushing Debbie.
Oh, thank you.
Bamboo.
Watch the left,
Oh.
Soli.
Yeah, boozer got me. Yeah, I didn't see it.
That's oh, I didn't see the. Oh, but okay, Clam. Right around the block. Nice pinch.
Nice.
Watch behind you guys on the right. Behind you guys on the right.
Top brush.
Nice.
2 down.
Missling
Ah.
forward. I'm gonna try and jump across. I didn't make it. So this is scary now. Got one with missiles somehow.
If you have to, you can jump back up to me.
Sploosh on me. Nice.
I have storm if needed.
Alright, I got in, but the bubbles got me. Just squeezer.
I
They're
got
in the
2.
bubbles.
Squeezer's just hiding in the bubbles. I'm gonna jump to you, Debbie. I have stuff though.
Got 2. You're good.
Odds
Drop
back.
Clam's third.
Oh god.
We don't have Clam. Oh, okay, we have one.
We do
Might be
have
able
a
to go
Clam.
in.
Russia's
I
rushing
accidentally got
past
9.
the-
I threw it instead.
Oh.
There's only 20 seconds to go.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't have to score.
Careful.
Just make sure they don't have access to mini clams.
Mm-hmm.
Alright,
I'm gonna be on the right side here for the time being.
Okay.
so you're gonna clam horde?
Watching it.
Watch out for
Very
Inkjet.
Oh, I'm gonna get pinched from left. I'm down.
I'm gonna go under
Bamboo
careful.
left.
down.
Get behind them.
Bamboo mid now.
Bamboo is pressing me.
Missling?
There's missiles on
I'm
me.
gonna get behind them.
We don't have a way to pressure from the front though.
They might score. Or
I'm
not.
Squeezer
dear.
down. Got 2. One more. Court. Got him. That's why.
Nice.
Nice.
I thought I was dead. I don't know what happened there. Oh, Jem got a triple. I just saw the stream delay. Thanks, Jem. You saved my life.
I got you.
I was pressing their bamboo because I knew they were gonna try to fly the power plant in, so I just wanted to be there to.
Yeah,
I have
that was
one
a-
splat.
That was a good idea because literally what the squeezer did is bubbled over our left. The sploosh swam within it, so I'm like, I need to shred this because there's gonna be a jump coming. But if you were pressuring the bamboo, then that's a big bonus. And then Jem comes
Probably
in and
should've
gets a
called
triple, and I stay alive, and then just build the clam and jump to you.
Weezer was giving me a lot of trouble.
It's a very good weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Squeezer. I'm so amazed that we did not see Squeezer players at LTC. That boggles my mind.
There was more brushes than anything, actually.
Well, yeah, because Kingmaker just automatically
I
ups
know.
that percentage
Okay,
tenfold. But...
Okay, but I wasn't even thinking of them to start with, in all honesty. But there was a lot of just other individual brush players. But yeah, the squeezers were not at LTC.
It's like, I still think that weapon is broken. It's just insane that people are not incorporating it.
Mm. I think, from what I understand, I've heard a lot of people complain about just the having to trigger like fire so rapidly is difficult.
Oh yeah, it's a very difficult weapon to learn mechanically, like just physically, to be able to press the fire button down while not messing your aim up. But at a high competitive level, you can expect that players are going to be able to get past that mechanical difficulty. To answer Annie's question, yes, you can throw a clan through bubbles. They don't stop anything. The only thing that they're going to stop are shots. I actually think I did throw a power clam through enemy bubbles on one of those pushes.
Do Booyah bombs blow up on bubbles?
They
Bubbles
help
do
shred
block
the
them, yeah.
bubbles, but it can go both ways depending on the timing. Like
I think the
Booyah
question is
bombs
like,
can-
if you trigger the Booyah Bomb and throw it, if it lands on top of a bubble, does it start exploding out from where it lands on the bubble, or does it go all the way to the ground?
Yeah,
That
because
don't
I have.
know.
I think it actually. I have a clip where I threw a Booyah bomb and like the center of the Booyah bomb is like way like off the ground, and I'm pretty sure I hit a bubble with it, and I wasn't entirely sure, so I was asking.
All right, lobby's up again. Same password. Who
All
knew?
right,
Nobody wanted to play Clam Blitz Moray Towers.
You know what? The best part is that we haven't gotten it.
Knock on wood. Throw a pinch of salt behind your shoulder. Spin around 3 times.
Wow, this is really going to help my percents on win streaks for this map. For Clan Blitz, anyway.
Hello, Fia. Wah. Do a barrel roll for good measure. Yeah, that too. A barrel roll a day keeps the moray away. Are you switching weapons, Debbie? Debbie?
Nope, just pressing A challenge, right?
I just realized that we haven't had Moray a single one of these matches, right?
That's what I said earlier.
This is
been
like
zoned
that
out.
moment where we're Wile E. Coyote and we've run off a cliff and we're about to look down and realize that we're off the cliff, and then we're gonna start falling. We had a good run.
Wow, I have a 75% win rate on Clam Blitz on Wahoo World now. Oh, weirdly enough, I apparently have a 71% win on Moray Towers for Clam Blitz, but that's probably because I played it like
Hey,
5.
we got Wahoo again. I reverse jinxed it.
My gosh,
Yeah.
thank goodness.
That's why I said it. It was the reverse jinx, totally.
Yeah, there you go.
I have no idea why I was following Debbie there. Or I wasn't following. Oh, Debbie, you're taking the right this side. Okay.
Yeah. I change up my mind sometimes. Just thinking how they might start out. I try to predict it.
I change my
And-
mind sometimes for no reason whatsoever. One left carousel.
Oh, I missed
They
it.
missiled.
Yep.
Oh, heads up,
Ooh,
Jim.
okay.
Oh, we're okay.
Yeah, we're good. So,
I do have a-
accomplished nothing.
GB, this is not good, guys. Can we not be shoulder with me anymore, please? I beg of thee.
You're just so fun to be around.
I can't stay in mid. They've got too much crossfire.
I got one
Look,
on left.
I
Nice.
appreciate hugs, but this is not right now.
Toss the power from
Focus right. They're all three right. Push him, push him, push him.
Bubbles,
That's
got
one down. That's two down. Go.
got a
Got
third.
two. Nice.
I just need one more.
There's a lot by
One
you.
on me,
I
one on
have
me,
one.
one on me. I'm down. In court, underneath the bubble.
Yeah, they're coming up to me. I need to hit 2 shots.
Nice.
Oh, I hit more than 2 shots.
I got
Just,
the.
do this.
Did
Wait,
we
no,
miss?
it missed.
Yeah, we missed.
Ah,
We missed.
sorry about that.
It's fine.
Yeah, we saved it. I'm taking left elbow. Anyone wants to jump? It's
I
good
have
for here.
death. Yeah, so
That's a clam.
slowly grab those and
Jump
maybe
your clams to me.
them.
Yep.
Ah, I'm dead.
Oh. Yo, slowly a
Nice.
dodge.
Alright.
Got a couple in.
We got a couple. That's good.
Go slowly. There's 2 going right, carousel.
CJ and top man. Good job.
One in our court.
rush from
Oh
left.
no. Well, I'll tell you one thing. One knows exactly where I am.
Bubble on.
Oh,
Bamboo
Crap.
down. Got him.
I got a mine.
Two in our court. Two in our
First
court.
bomb got me.
one. One more steps.
Nice.
Nice.
It's just
One's
Shed and
backside
I
of
think
mid.
Carousel.
Backside of mid. Oh, they might have dropped in right. Carousel? Oh, that's mine.
Yeah, sorry.
wait.
That's a bad throw.
Oh, for a second there, I thought one of them threw our ball.
Nope, that would be Gem just.
I was just
missing
painted
the
yellow.
throw.
Oh, crap. You shoved me off, Debbie.
Hot shot.
Oh,
Got one.
They're 2 down. I can aim shot.
Okay, it was a good
Oh,
mistake.
it's
It
the
was a
wall
good
too
mistake.
far.
I got 2. Just bamboo, and I'm behind them. Nice.
I got
They're
booze.
down?
Go in and score.
Score I have
Because
done.
I have no
Can I
plan.
survive now? I can survive.
Got 2 more in at least. All right.
I'll have 4 more in a second.
I can't hit the last one. Oh,
Well, that didn't get us past penalty, did it?
nah,
It's fine. It's fine.
it's fine. We get
Well, oh, it
Yo,
gives us.
GB just go zoom in here.
Play aggressively.
Nah,
Murder, murder, murder! Yay! Uh-oh.
Precisely.
no.
Okay, good job.
Whoa! I just got a weird glitch. My splat wall.
Watch
That's
me. Watch me. I'm gonna die now. Or not.
No, never.
Or
You'll
not.
Never die.
Thanks, Chibi.
I missed twice. No.
All
Oh,
good,
I
all
have
good.
the clams
Oh.
end the game.
Hi, friend. This
I have-
Slash just decided to drop underneath me and just swim around. I'm just like, hello, friend. I just see you right there in front of me.
I have a great clip of me throwing the ball, missing, running up, picking it up again, throwing it and missing again, and it was
If you want to see a funny throw clip, I can throw you. Yes, I can throw you a clip of the past of Jim's clam throw on Moray Towers a long time ago.
Yeah, that is my most popular clip from that stream.
really. Oh yeah, I'd love to see it.
Okay, I'm gonna go clip digging now.
Oh, we got our.
All right, so that's our power there. Yeah, GG's. That was a pretty good power. And now we're gonna move on to the VOD review segment. Before we do, I'm gonna scoop my can't run over. And I'm going to also answer Joyce's question here. Do you ever have anxiety or a rush of adrenaline before playing? If so, how do you manage it? I always have to deal with it, and it messes up my thought process. That is something generally that everyone will deal with to some degree. Some people more than others. For me, context, I've been playing in tournaments for competitive games since 2008. I'm very experienced at that kind of stress. It never goes away. It will always be a physical impact on your body. There will always be something there. But you get better at playing while you are in that state. There are some tricks as well. For example, if your hands are cold, my understanding of how it works physically is that the circulation is running away from your fingers when you get anxious. The fight or flight response sends the blood to your extremity, away from your extremities to your core, because in a survival situation, because that's what's happening here, your body is afraid for its life because it can't tell the difference between getting splatted in the game and getting splatted in real life, I guess. When you're in that fight or flight state, the body thinks that you need the blood in like your core and like your limbs, your legs, and so you can run away and things like that. Unfortunately, in gaming, you need it in your fingers, which are your most extreme extremities. And that's where you're least likely to get the blood flow. So one quick trick is to do really big, fast arm circles and push the blood back into your fingers. That's actually a thing that has worked for me in tournament situations before. But as a general rule, like, it's gonna happen, and the way to kind of overcome it, or at least fight back against it, is to focus on in-game questions for yourself. Where is the enemy team? What do I need to be doing right now? Like, get yourself on the most efficient question that will get your head back in the game and remove your self-awareness, and just make your brain only Splatoon. All that is in your head is the game that's in front of you, what's coming in your eyeballs, and hopefully once you really get your once you have so many questions to answer, once you have so much to be thinking about, you don't have time to worry about other stuff. That's about the best that I can say for it. Go ahead,
Jim. I have a semi-related question.
Okay.
So sometimes when I'm playing ranked, I'll get so tunnel visioned in on like my current objective that I kind of lose focus on like if I need to be switching objectives at that moment. Like, say I'm 1v1ing someone, or like I'm pursuing someone. Like I might not notice that someone else already grabbed the Rainmaker and has moved. Like, do you know what I kind of mean? I don't know.
Yeah, I absolutely do. So what you want to have is kind of a routine of basically things that you're doing for the sake of your awareness. One of those things should be checking the UI at the top of the screen to see how many players are up and how many players are down. One of those should be map checking, and also checking what the state of the objective is. Like, if it's tower control, is the tower moving currently? If it's Rainmaker, who has it? And any update to any of that information should trigger a reconsideration of what your objectives are, what your goals are right at that moment.
Yeah.
So that's one way to do it. Also, X-Ray says in chat that PPMD actually put up a video about nerves and potential ways to handle them. I haven't seen it myself, but I would 100% recommend going and checking that video out. And in fact, X-Ray, if you're able to link it, I would 100% love to get that shared out. PPMD, for those who don't know, is one of the better Super Smash Bros. Melee players of all time. And he's got a wise old man kind of persona. He's a little bit of a Mr. Rogers kind of type. He's very good at the mental side of the game. He's very wise. He's been through a lot. And he was just unbeatable for a while in that game. So, like, he's played on the biggest stages, so he would know better than I would for sure. So I'm definitely going to check that out, and I would recommend that anybody who has that question check that out as well. Okay, I'm going to move us over to the VOD review here, and I have no idea which screen it's gonna show here, so this should be interesting. Okay, it's showing nothing. Cool. That's honestly a pretty good outcome. So we're gonna grab.
That means I no longer need my
Yeah,
Switch.
there it is.
All right, let me get back.
And we should be able to do this, and then scooch it just a little bit, and be pretty centered. Nice. Okay.
Little scooching.
And then we're going to Discord. Oops, that's the wrong way to do that. Oh, hello, Discord. Why am I
Come on,
doing
Darwin.
a thing?
Come on, Darwin. Sorry, I'm trying to call my dog upstairs.
Okay. So now it should be visible on Discord. And so when you are ready, you can go in and see that, and you should be able to see my mouse and the game.
Yes, I do see.
Awesome. X-Ray versus Gem melee 1v1. Anytime. I would do that at the end of this stream if y'all wanted. Like, I'm so down.
I was saying, you guys totally could have did that at LTC.
True, we could have. Shoot. Okay, X-Ray, DM it to me on Discord because the link got killed. What? Ooh, that's a loud noise.
Oh, sorry. That was my fault. I was making seltzer real quick. Thought you wouldn't be able to hear it.
No worries. Okay, I've got the link from X-Ray, and I will now share it. Again, I have not even seen this video, but I know it's gonna be good if it's PPMD. So that is how much respect I have for the man. Okay. So here we go. This is a Twins League match that was played with Devi, and
thank you, Devi.
you will actually hear a very garbled Devi on the comms here. We'll be able to hear it. Gregory also is a known competitive player. I think they're on like a Div 2 or 3 team, if I remember correctly. So you guys are in good hands with Gregory on your team. I am going to turn that down a little bit because that is probably coming through really loudly. Let me know, folks, if you can't hear it super well. There's a Bravest TikTok account. Kind of. A little bit.
It does exist.
One of the things I really like about this map is that you can see the other team spawn.
There's not a lot of Splatoon content that goes on the TikTok. There's not really a lot of content that goes on the TikTok at all anymore. It was an experiment for a time, and we haven't been paying a lot of attention to it since. Okay, so let's get into the game here. So this is actually a very similar comp to what we were just playing, because it's going to be Hydra Blob. There's a K-Shot, and the only difference is instead of Chibi's Neo Splash, you had a brush there. So let's talk a little bit about the comp first. This is an awkward comp to run for Rainmaker if you had the ability to choose this. Devi will definitely just run Hydra on this, but we have two. There's a super backline weapon, which is the Hydra. I kind of consider Hydra and E-Leader in they're like an even further backline. That's kind of how I think of their role. There's like backline, which is your jet squelchers and your chargers and like maybe a dynamo or something like that. And then there's the more back line. So the very far backline weapons, the challenge with them in Rainmaker is that Rainmaker is a mode where you need to be able to push pretty quickly, and they are slow. So you need to get yourself in a position where they have line of sight so they can have an impact on the game. Otherwise, you're running so far in front of them that they're just not able to keep up, and you're basically putting yourself in a 3v4 as a team. Bloblobber is like something you might see as a backline weapon on a traditional meta Rainmaker comp. Like that's kind of where you might see it play, because the furthest backline you tend to see in Rainmaker, at least in competitive play, is going to be like a bamboo. A lot of like charger players will swap onto bamboo. A lot of splatling players will just switch onto like a nautilus or a mini or something. So in terms of like, are we playing to the meta? Having both a blob and a hydra, two kind of backline weapons. Blob is it's midline, it's backline, it's kind of a hybrid. It's not what you tend to see, just because it's a little bit on the slow side, but it can totally work with like the blob picking the Rainmaker up. I'd say you're probably the best choice to pick it up here, because the hydra is, I mean, the hydra is also a good choice. So that's, you know, it's going to be slow anyway, might as well be slow on the Rainmaker. But a lot of the time with objective pushes, Devi likes to tell her support player, you pick this up because I have good line of sight on the area we have to push through. I'm going to be more of an asset to the team if I'm putting myself in a good position here. So it's kind of going to be between you and Devi who picks up the Rainmaker. And the nice thing is that you have Devi on comms, so that's something you can communicate about here. Yeah. Your K-shot and your brush, you want to be able to push up in front of you. You don't want them to have to pick up the Rainmaker here, because in Rainmaker, you need someone pushing in front of the Rainmaker to create space for it most of the time. There is a strategy which involves suiciding with the Rainmaker in front of your teammates so that your teammates behind you can then pop it and use the pop as a weapon. That's a thing that is very situational and niche and depends on having coordinated play and also on having the right comp for it, which you guys don't. So generally what you're going to want to happen is you want your K-shot or your brush at the very least pushing out in front of you. The brush is going to be a really nice choice for that because they have a hammer. As soon as the brush pops hammer in front of you, you want to be moving with it, because it's not only going to paint for you, but it's also going to be the thing that the other team has to focus right now. It doesn't matter that they know that the Rainmaker is pushing forward. They need to be counterplaying the hammer first so that they can stay alive to be able to do that. So hammer pushes are going to be kind of a go button for anybody who's close to the Rainmaker at that point in time. Other team is playing for, okay, so they've got a charger, but that charger has Ray, so this is a relatively viable pick. Most backline players will opt instead to go for the Jet Squelcher in Rainmaker because it's more mobile and still has the Ray, and also will farm Ray faster. But charger, you know, you still have to worry about that Ray, and it will have an impact on whether people are able to push into contested areas. So that's still an advantage to them. And I think it kind of synergizes pretty well with the Galuga Dualies in that their comp is built so that they can push, but they can also just put up a wall and hold somewhere and make it very difficult to push in. They're a more defensive comp, but they have the explosiveness in the Octo Shot and the Neo Splash to be able to make pushes when they need to. So overall, relatively balanced comps. Both of them may be a little bit on the slower, more methodical side than you will tend to see at the high level of competitive play, but still definitely not bad ones. It's not like someone's running like Elite or Hydra or something like that, where they're stepping on each other's toes and it's just a mess and they have no pushing power. So going in, we have, you know, relatively equal comps. Something that is always a good thing to do as you're pushing in, it's like you're going to push towards the middle of the map and not be contested by anybody. There's no shot that anybody splats you before you get around like this corner right here. So during this time, instead of like looking out in front of you, it's often a good idea to double check the map. I try to flick it open twice as I'm going out. Once to check for the enemy gear, and once a second time to check for the ink trails of where the enemy team is going. Those are two really useful pieces of information that are best to get now while there's nothing else to really look at. And it can really inform you about like where you want to be putting blobs. Like if they're all just beelining for the Rainmaker shield, then maybe you can get like over to here and take their street and kind of flank them from there because they're not watching this. If they're all beelining this side, though, then you definitely don't want to be going there by yourself, and you want to maybe be sitting on bunker and sloshing over there to keep them from going much further. If they're all going just, straight to the left, you can hold there. All of that gives you information on what you want to be doing here. Now, it looks like your team is going for pop. Normally, on this map, I actually tell players of most maps in the game, you definitely contest pop. Always contest pop if you think you can win it. This is the one map where I think that's an exception to the rule. The reason I say that is that, one, getting pop doesn't mean you can just run forward and pick up the Rainmaker. It doesn't paint up the walls on the side here, so you're not actually going to be able to get it yet. You're still going to have to paint the wall and then swim all the way up, and then you're on unpainted turf, and so then you need to drop it down. It's not making it any easier for you to pick it up. It's also very unlikely to paint anything useful. You paint just the tiniest bit around mid, and that's about it. Someone can still easily contest mid even after that pop has gone off. And finally, you're not super likely to get any splats with it, because since it doesn't paint an awful lot, since it's still going to be difficult to pick up, a lot of teams just won't go for it, and popping it won't actually stop them. So usually what you see in competitive play is people play for control of both streets. So they'll either play for, they'll push hard right and then be able to pick it up and go from there, or they'll try and defend on left and then they'll have the way forward safely. And once they get an advantage, then they take advantage of pop and try to grab the Rainmaker and move over, usually to the left-hand side. On this map, the way that I would put it is that there's a fast break push, and then there is a slow and steady push. Your slow and steady pushes are your bread and butter. That's what you default to if all else fails. And that's going to be going to the left-hand side and trying to work your way in from there. It gives you a lot of height advantage on this side, and you're able to hold and sustain this push really well until you do get an opening, and that's kind of the play. If you get a quick wipe, though, running it straight up the middle is going to get you faster points. And so you're going to capitalize on that advantage faster if you're going straight up the middle. There is also the opportunity to push over on right sneaky. This is a bit of a weird one because you have to spend so long on unpaintable turf. But if you are able to get it over the unpaintable turf and they're not stopping you, then that can be a good place as well, because that gives the Rainmaker height advantage and makes it easier for them to flush players out for their frontliners to clean up. So that's a good place to get to if you get there, but a lot of the time getting there takes so much time that it's prohibitive and it's just not worth it.
Okay.
There is a really good video that I highly recommend by Kiver on Rainmaker paths. He goes into every single map individually and says, okay, this path is great, this path is situational, this path sucks. And that's kind of his metric for it. And he'll explain briefly what his rationale is for that. Everybody should go watch that. And if anybody tries pushing far right on Albacore ever again after seeing it, well, you've been warned. Okay. So, as the blob, it's not a bad idea for you to just contest pop if that's what the team has decided to do. Like I said, getting pop isn't super important, but when you see your team going for it, it's important to help them, because otherwise the pop just kills your frontliner, and then you're like, well, now we're down one. So somebody went down to pop, which is awesome. That means we have advantage now. There is a ray out already, I think, is what we're seeing there. I don't know what it's aiming at, and your camera control right here, I think what you're doing is trying to make sure that nobody sneaks up on us on the right-hand side.
I thought I had saw...
Oh, okay, you saw someone right there. That's what you're doing here. Okay. From this position, you can't see them. That's the biggest concern is, if you push in here, who's to say they're not just, sharking somewhere, waiting for you to push into their range? Your advantage over this weapon, this is the splash, is your range. And if you give up your range, they splat you faster. So you
Mhm.
definitely need to like make sure that wherever you go, they can't just like sneak into your range. They can't like worm their way in there. They kind of do here a little bit, but they don't push it too hard. Um, it's probably possible for them to get in there and do something, but they opt not to. I would also say though that since we grabbed Rainmaker and went left, you don't really have to hard commit to this player. You can probably just zone them out. You can probably just like paint their route back towards your team. And if you were to do that, you would be able to rotate left with your team and not be out of play for as long here. Because right now, let's just take a look for a second. So they disengage here. So from 440, let's see how long it takes you before you're able to help again. Okay, so now you see that this player, so it's been about 4 seconds, and in that time, the Rainmaker is already pushed pretty much as far as they're going to get here. If you were able to rotate left with them, maybe you're an extra meat shield that lets them get a little bit further in. And that's the worst case scenario. You know, maybe you're actually able to get some picks and clear the way and paint for the Rainmaker and get more points. So if the Rainmaker is moving without you, try to like disengage, you know, just get over there with them.
That's what I meant by that tunnel vision kind of thing, where earlier on, like how I kind of got tunnel vision with that combatant instead of like, and I didn't notice that the Rainmaker had already like started running.
The visual cues that I have trained myself to trigger reconsideration of what I'm doing. The one that's really big for me here is we have the Rainmaker. As soon as you see that pop up on screen, you want to be like looking for what direction are they going to go with it. And as soon as you know what direction they're going to go with it, then you focus on the spot in front of where they're going to go. And that becomes the area you need to control. Obviously, if there's a threat to splat you, you know, deal with that as much as you can. Try to kite them back. Try to, you know, don't try to let them like push you out of position further. But since you've got so much blue to the left of you, and since this player is a short range shooter, you know that because we've seen them fire shots and move quickly. You know that they can't hit you from here. You know that the most they do is like hold forward and like feed into 3 of your teammates if they go after the Rainmaker here. So at this point, I would want to rotate over to the left mid and see if they're going to the left, then you're in position to help them already. And if they're going to mid, you're still in a pretty good spot to start holding forward and helping them with that.
It's definitely something I need to work on, where like just not getting focused on the wrong thing at the time.
Another thing that is a visual cue is seeing the points move. As soon as this starts ticking down, if you're not watching them tick down, if you're not watching the Rainmaker move or the tower move or the Clam basket get pushed, then generally that means that you're out of position. And that's true in basically any mode except for splat zones, because in splat zones they just happen passively and it doesn't mean there's someone playing it there. So that's also a cue that just immediately jolts me into thinking about what's going on with the objective. All right, so they get a good pick and they're pushed out in front, and that's awesome. It looks like Devi is trying to climb up the column there. Nice, and that gets stopped. Devi's in a really strong position here. This is also a really strong position for you on the Bloblobber. The enemy snipe gives you height advantage over anyone who's trying to push you, unless they have the same kind of range that you do. So from up here, Devi, as this ultra long ranged weapon, can take out anyone except for maybe like an E-leader that's trying to get out and contest the Rainmaker push. So how does it get stopped here? Okay, so it gets stopped because it's out in front of its frontliners here, which it's not a great play. There's only one player left. If the Rainmaker carrier had just waited a second for Gregory to get in front and for Devi to flush that one player out and for them to get paint in front of it, I think they have a stronger push here. We'll talk about this later as well, but getting into this corner right here gives you 28.
I did not know that.
So, like, I think you have to like swim up the wall a little bit, but you can also just like jump and get a little bit closer. But that's how far you can get just by pushing into that corner there. So like, what they try to do is just push for more points right away. They just try to push for the knockout instead of keeping themselves safe and then going for the knockout push later. And so 41, that's a pretty beatable push in Rainmaker on Snapper. So right now, I think Debbie has called for you to get up the pillar here. I'm listening. Oh, I think we went too far. Okay, never mind. That was a different moment that I'm remembering, so we'll get to that when we get to it. So I like that you're paying attention to what's going on up here. That was a really good bit of awareness there. Like, you see Debbie's name X'd out, you know that means there's someone up on the snipe. And so you immediately know, oh, if there's someone on snipe, I need to watch that in case they drop down behind me. Mm-hmm. And you do watch that, and you end up getting the pick. Now, retreating this close to the Rainmaker shield is really scary because we're in a 2-down situation. They're 2 down as well, I guess, but you see that, you know, it's starting to get green. I think you actually get away with this because it's only the charger who's able to paint it. But yeah, that was really spooky. So, okay, now we're in this position. On the slick, you're very vulnerable, and so your first priority should probably be, let's get off the slick so that I can swim in my own ink and try and get out of here or get to cover. You know that the charger's up and to your left, so if you retreat to the right, they have a pretty long time to draw a bead on you and you have no cover. So from here, what I'm thinking is probably go left and hide underneath the wall and potentially jump back to your teammate.
Okay.
I don't see you really, like, if this charger knows where you are and they're good at the game, what happens here is you either take cover or you die. And so you've got to get to some cover and then take advantage of the time that it would take them to, like, very slowly edge themselves over the ledge and stare straight down at you and get that pick. That's probably not realistic. At most, they drop a bomb or something. So you probably have the time to just super jump back to your teammate, who's going to be in a safer position for sure. You saw them retreating back into your street. And that keeps you in play, but also takes you out of this dangerous position where you don't have any recourse against the charger looking at you. Throwing these blobs out here, you know that the Rainmaker is going to run forward. They're not going to run backwards and just corner themselves.
Yeah, I was hoping to catch someone who was following with the Rainmaker.
Gotcha. Knowing, so this is something where awareness of the UI can help a lot. There are only 2 players up right now. And so there's the one who grabs the Rainmaker, and then there's the charger. The Neo Splash is respawning. So the only person who could possibly follow it is the charger, and you see their laser, so you know that they're not that close yet.
True.
That's a way that, you know, you could figure out what to do. But something else, you know, whether that's a thing that's you've got to be worried about or not, those blobs, you know that the charger saw those. Those went right across its sight line. And so continuing to stand on open ground after that is really risky. You see that their laser actually shifts over to you. A stronger charger player probably just splats you there. So that's something to think about there. So your teammate goes down. You know that there's at least 2 pushing in this direction now because you saw the burst bombs from the Neo Splash, and they're probably going to catch up and paint up with this guy. Beautiful use of the bank shot here. I don't know if that was intended or not, but I actually really like the bank shot because it gives you more of an angle where they can, like, walk through your shots. Like, instead of being able to just, like, walk backwards or forwards, like, if they walk backwards, they're staying in that line of fire for just a little bit longer. It gives you more damage on them. So that's really cool.
Usually, like, if someone's approaching me and I'm next to a wall, I'll shoot at the wall so there's double the chance that the blobs will hit them.
Yeah, totally agree. Like, that is really smart. And it's cool that, you know, because if you're sloshing up and over, you're just hitting thin air on the other side if you don't hit a player. Whereas here, if you hit the wall, it bounces and gives you a better angle. So this is super smart. This is like a way that you want to be throwing your blobs a lot of the time when you've got that geometry to use. Both very good shots there, super good play, and it totally changes the momentum. So you're getting shot at by the other player right here, and that's as soon as you get that information, you see the little green blob behind you. So at this point in time, knowing that they're this close behind me, I know that I don't have time to throw a wall. I know that if I throw the wall, it's not going to come out in time, and all of the time I'm spending throwing the wall is time that I could be just trying to return fire and see if I can get a trade out of this. So that's probably what I would go for instead of trying to get the wall out.
I was wondering if I should have thrown the wall forward and then swam past it. Or not.
Throwing that's risky because if they have a lethal bomb, which they happen to not, but you might not be able to check that in time. If they have a lethal bomb and they throw a bomb at the wall as soon as you throw it out there, which is a very common tactic by people who have to compete against walls and have lethal bombs, that just splats you right away.
Gotcha.
But the wall is just not going to be active in time. It has too much startup time before it's going to do anything. So if you're already if they're already in range to hit you, the wall is not going to do any good. The wall is a preemptive tactic. The wall is, I am about to be in a fight and therefore I will throw this. If you're already in the fight, you got to just get out of that fight with a main weapon. There's usually, against someone who has solid aim that you can't, cut around a corner from, you probably just don't have time to get the wall out there at all. If you did have time to get behind this corner here, what you could potentially do is maybe try to bounce the wall off of this and get a good angle so that it's sideways for you. And then you would be able to set up from there. A nice thing about that situation also is that you can right peek around this corner. And so that, they're left peeking you, you're right peeking them. So if instead of throwing this wall, you had time to put one shot down in this line right here and use that to get around the corner, then you've got a better chance of winning this, because you can right peek around the wall. You have more cover than they do, and so it's easier for you to hit your shots than it is for them to hit their shots. Makes sense. So that's probably how you want to take this fight here. You already got 2 down, so even going down here, you've done your job, because trading with the Rainmaker is always valuable, and you traded with more than just the Rainmaker. You also traded with another player. So, yeah, you lost your teammate for free, but that was kind of on them for where they were positioned. They didn't have any help. You have a net positive impact on this, and so losing this, not getting the triple and only getting the double, it's, not a huge criticism. All right. Okay, and your teammates are able to clean up the Neo Splash, which is awesome. So now they're in a good position, and you've got lead. Let's see what they decide to do. They decided to pick it up, and they're going to try and take it through street. Okay, so again, the trigger for, okay, what am I doing, is we have the Rainmaker. You see that on screen. You're going, okay, yeah, where are they trying to push? What direction? At first, it looks like they're going to go straight up into street, but we see them for the last 2 seconds or so moving to the left instead, and we see their other teammate pushing up in front of them. So this is a trigger to me that, okay, this area up here no longer matters, especially since we just splatted someone there, so that person isn't controlling that space anymore. Now we need to rotate over, and those shots up there probably not going to find anybody because they're not going to be watching there anymore. Yeah, I'm not sure what went through my mind where I don't know. It's all like... It's all, like I'm saying, looking for those specific triggers and acting immediately based on those. Like, don't beat yourself up for it, because this is a kind of thinking we've only just started talking about. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know what happens over here, because you had a teammate that was pushing up in front of this, right? But now there's just a player in street. Maybe the teammate pushed all the way past snipe, and so someone dropped between them and your teammate here. They got a little overzealous, and somebody got through that frontliner to get at the Rainmaker here. The Rainmaker does a really good job of kiting this back to try and keep themselves safe, and they do end up getting the pick. But this is something that your frontliner probably should have been able to stop, I would say. But so if you're over there a little bit sooner, being on bike here is a really strong position for you. It doesn't give you a lot of cover, but the blob is really good at holding down narrow areas with the blobs, and that's exactly what street is. So this is a really low percentage shot because you have to just like triangulate perfectly and have it land right on them, and you end up actually helping a little bit. I think the Rainmaker probably would have one-shot it anyway because the Rainmaker just one-shots. But you know, if they had armor, you would have peeled it off them, and so that's helpful. But at this point, you know, once they get in this far, and you've got them down, now you want to be focusing street a little bit more. And once I see them go in this far, I probably don't push this far out because if they beat the Rainmaker and there's someone in street, now you're getting pinched from both sides. So what I would do instead is try to keep all of your opponents in like one line in front of you. And so what I would actually do is drop down and come over here so that I can have straight line on anybody who's trying to come over the top. And if someone does come over the top of bike here, then you can still get blobs over the top and they will still control the area and street behind them. That's still useful to be in that position. But just from there, they're all in one line. You're keeping them on a narrower pie slice out in front of you. And that makes it more likely that your blobs are going to have an impact on the fight.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Also from here, since this player has gone down, you can be pretty confident that there's nobody behind you. And what you want to be focusing on, again, is what's in front of the Rainmaker, because that's where they're going to be defending from. The fact that we're facing backwards for so long here lets this guy sneak up on us and get the splat. A big thing with, you know, the better you get at the game to be thinking about is where is your camera looking? Because the better your camera placement, the more information you're going to have, and the more information you're going to have, the better decisions you're going to make. That's it's a non-trivial question to figure out where you want to be pointing your camera. But the easy answer that, you know, leaves all the complexity up to you is point the camera where you're going to be getting the most information about the enemy. In this case, since, you know, the Rainmaker's facing to the right, you want to get facing to the right as soon as you possibly can. And the only reason to look backwards would be if there was a flank. We've already cleared the flank. No worries there. Okay. So 2v2 situation. Actually, I think 2v1. So this is a good time. What's probably going to happen here is it looks like you've got your frontliner moving off to the left now. You, as the midline player, are one of the good candidates to pick up the Rainmaker, especially now that Devi has gone down. So what you might want to do is pick it up and follow Gregory over here to the left.
Okay.
You've got that whole area painted for a while after you jump. I mean, now it's starting to get aggressed on, but that would be something that you could do to start some forward momentum. Also, going to the left, one of the reasons that that's the good, slow, steady push is that that's the part of the map where it is hardest for your opponents to push back from. Part of where you push the Rainmaker is not just like, where can I score? It's also what makes it harder for my opponents to score. And the left side is definitely that direction for them. They have to go up to their hill, up to like, there's this big area where you have height advantage if you try and defend from there. And they have to come from like the lowest point on the entire map, contest that kind of high ground, and then they kind of only really have access to mid. If they go left, they run the risk of you guys just getting a better push if you splat them. So like, it's very predictable, it's very linear from there, and it's very far away from anywhere they want to be pushing from. So even if you were to grab the Rainmaker, your frontliner was to die, and then you were to die over there, you're putting it in a place where it's more difficult for them to score from, and it's still probably worthwhile to do that. Your team doesn't really have an explicit advantage right now as you're jumping in, because Devi goes down here, so they are going to have a numbers advantage for a few seconds at a certain point here, but you've got enough paint in front of you that you can just get it over on the left here. Because you're not going to get any benefit out of your frontliner unless you start moving over there and making something happen there. It's not safe for you to just try and solo push their streets to give a good pinch for your frontliner here. So the only way to really make something out of this guy being here is to take advantage of the paint they've given you and try and shift the game over to that side. From here, like, this is, you know, it's something that's relatively complex to think about and very optimized, but let's think about, from this position, what you have an advantage over as your weapon. If somebody's on left bike, it's really hard for you to hit them. If somebody flanks you from there, that's really hard to deal with. You have pretty good control over here on the left side, but you know for a fact there's nobody there because your frontliner just pushed through by themselves and nothing happened to them. If somebody comes up over top mid, they have height advantage on you, and in fact, the T-Tech is able to hit shots on you from this range. If somebody's over here, you have a pretty good angle on them, but your blobs are going to get stopped by this ledge. So if they're even over here on this spot, if they're like the Charger or maybe even the Glugas, they can probably hit you from a position where it's really hard to hit them. And then you have good control over somebody on this side if you back up a little bit, but from right here, they might be able to kind of peek around and not be in range for your blobs to hit. And you have nothing to bounce the blobs off to hit them over there. So this position puts you in a pretty weak position against most of the places the opponents are going to come from. And this place on top mid happens to be one of those. So the T-Tech can actually win this fight against you if they play it right. You do a really good job of backing up here, realizing, wait, I don't win this. I don't want to be here. But I think if they have stronger aim, they probably splat you before you have the chance to move backwards. So what you may want to be doing, you know, if you're going to be trying to hold this position down, is stay behind this wall. So that protects you from anyone who's painting from bike. If somebody does come from bike, you're able to actually get up over that ledge pretty consistently, and you can also bounce them off the side wall that's there for cover. If somebody is on top mid, you have cover from them, and then you have a good right peek against anyone who's trying to come from the far right side, and you can see more of their street from here too. If somebody's coming from the left, yes, you have to left peek them, but you have plenty of time because they have to get up over this little bump here. And so you can use that time to back up and keep your range advantage and get height advantage by backing up, even if you don't have the advantage of being able to peek around the side. So just being like 5 feet backwards on the map would have been a stronger position to hold this from. Again, I think you probably should have just picked up the Rainmaker and gone, but probably to you know, go with your plan, the way to execute your plan better is to sit behind this wall instead. That wall is a little bit risky because it doesn't land in front of your teammate, it lands behind them. Again, if you know the T-Tech didn't, I think this is them inkjetting, right? I think they end up inkjetting here. Yes, they pop it right away. So if they hadn't inkjetted and they just stood there and thrown a splat bomb off of your wall, they kill the Rainmaker carrier.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. Shoot.
And that's always something to be careful about with walls, you know, regardless of whether they're holding the Rainmaker or otherwise. Just like put them in places where your opponents can't use them to their advantage. Okay, nice. So we're able to keep them kind of safe. They're probably going to go down here. At that point, I don't really agree with your teammate picking it up, per se. If they're going to pick it up, you want to hustle it over to left as fast as possible, because you know that there's aggression coming out from their ramp. And you have the left side painted, so if you can get to the left, you can get away from these guys and give your team time to catch up and get in front of you. But trying to push it through mid right now, you've got one down, there's an inkjet in mid, somebody was already on top mid. I don't really agree with them being here in the first place. What you can be doing is, if you take like this position right here, you have a good angle on this guy, right? And you already have a wall up, so you don't have to worry as much about what's coming from in front. You have some cover. The inkjet is clearly focused on the Rainmaker more than you, and even if you didn't have this wall out, you have the cover in front of you. That if you just get up close enough to that, the Rainmaker or the inkjet is going to have to commit really hard to being able to hit you. So You could probably at least stop people from pushing the Rainmaker from the right-hand side here, like they do right here. But because you get so far behind the bunker wall, you actually lose control of this area, and someone's able to get close enough to it. I don't know if they're the one who actually gets it, because, again, this is... the Rainmaker going all the way up to top mid against an Inkjet. Probably not the play. But you probably could have defended a little bit more effectively just by being in a slightly better position there. I do still like your positioning here. Even though Devi goes down, you know you can kind of hold this corridor a little bit. You're playing somewhat safely in case they decide to rush you, but you being in the way is a pain in the butt for them. They could already have this in your street if you weren't in this position. That's some really good stalling right there. Let's see. What happens here? I think this is a situation where you're just staying on the slick for a little too long because you can't move as fast while you're on the slick. Instead of throwing maybe those last couple blobs, you'd want to be walking backwards, especially these blobs right here. Just get yourself off of the slick first, and then you'll be a lot safer. I think part of that is also maybe the depth perception of just knowing whether that Rainmaker shot is going to hit you. It might not even hit you for lethal damage. It might have just gotten chip damage on you, but because you got hit by the burst bomb earlier, it's going to finish you off anyway. In this position, you don't have to worry about like trading with the Rainmaker. You can just stall it. You can just delay it. Like make it slow.
That wasn't my goal there. Was just to keep them from moving forward.
That's good. Like a lot of people in a situation like this will panic and tunnel on killing the Rainmaker and overcommit to a fight, and then they go down, and then the Rainmaker can actually start pushing. As a general rule, if you're on defense in Rainmaker, that probably means you're at a numbers disadvantage, which probably means that you can't hard commit to a fight and expect it to work out most of the time. So default, if you have no other information, to stalling the Rainmaker. Paint its feet. Throw bombs in front of it. The longer you stall, the more likely you're going to be able to take a fight at a numbers advantage, because you're going to let your teammates spawn back in, and you're also going to let the teammates who are alive get special, and you're going to have a much better chance of winning that fight if you just kind of stay alive and protect yourself. They have to push to 40 to be able to get lead, and you're standing where they need to push to. So even if you back up a little bit and, give up some ground, you're still making them take longer to get there, and you're still giving yourself a better shot of holding the lead.
I think they fell in the water.
Yeah, they just fall in the water there. I think someone paints their feet unexpectedly, and so they're doing an input that gets stuffed by having their feet painted. Okay. So from here, we see that our teammate is flanking and has just gotten a pick, but they go down. So you know that there's someone in mid. You know that Devi is watching you. And if Devi isn't shooting at street, that means you can probably go into street.
Okay.
Like Devi aiming at the Rainmaker, that means that Devi, she's going to try to protect herself, right? If someone's actually rushing her through street, she's going to focus on that first. And since she's not focusing on that, that tells me, okay, I can get in front of her and get into street. As a general rule, any like ultra backliner, E-leader, Hydra, if they're standing someplace and they're not moving, they're not flinching, either they're really, really bad at watching flanks and they shouldn't be there, or it's safe for you to get in front of them.
Okay.
Unless Devi's going for a crazy
but
flank.
on a side angle.
Yes. Do not like stand directly in front of them, like get far in front of them or take a separate angle from them.
I don't want to give back massages.
Right. Because if you're in front of the splatling, for those who don't understand, their shots are blocked by you. So you can completely cut their ability to hit anything if you stand right in front of them. But she feels safe here, so I would be going left and trying to take control of street a little bit. And,
okay.
If you see someone there, maybe you still have to back up like you were backing up before, but right now you've got a numbers advantage. You can take a little bit more space there, and crucially, you can be painting it so that when we do pick it up, we can go to the left and be safe doing so. Right now, let's see. I think when we go down, we do check map a little bit here. What I'm trying to see is how much you know about the top left right now. Oh, we don't open our map. Okay.
Oh wow, I didn't.
During
What a time.
during the entire time that you're splatted, I would just immediately flick your map open and be staring at that, because that gives you more information most of the time than looking at where the player who splatted you went. So, okay, we do see that there is a trail of ink and there's a jump point right here, so it's possible that someone is on their way flanking to the left. So I totally agree with, throwing a couple sloshes over the top just to see. It doesn't look like anything has changed there, but that's not the worst idea to check. You don't check it very thoroughly. If you're going to check this, I would say, like, paint line, 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 so that you know it's completely clear, and then immediately transfer your attention to something else.
Did I call that out by chance? That there was a potential left flank?
I don't know. I remember.
I can't know unless we listen to it over again, so I'm going to listen over again. No. Devi does not call that.
I have a feeling I didn't check my
but
camera.
Devi knows that there are two in front of us. So she knows that since they're both in front, that there's nobody going to be on the left.
Okay.
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, I was just saying I probably didn't check my map as soon as I should have because I was watching the person fall in the water.
Gotcha. Yeah. Like, wait, what happened there? Yeah, totally get it. I'm actually surprised you don't die to the pop here. So one of the things that's FLC did a VOD review once a long time ago on the Grillers when I was playing for them. And one of the things that he talked about a lot on that VOD review was the concept of, like, having a plan, of having an idea of what you want to be doing next. And I think, when I talk about, like, okay, if you're going to check this, like, slosh, 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 and then be done with it. Right now, it's like, so you're putting a slosh over in this general direction, but you kind of miss. It probably wouldn't control much. I guess it might aim at the Rainmaker. You throw one slosh at the Rainmaker, then you throw one slosh over here and hit this because you're switching between ideas too fast and you're not getting your aim on in time. It's kind of like, okay, am I checking someone on snipe? If so, focus on thoroughly checking for snipe. Am I painting the Rainmaker shield? If so, focus on getting into a position where I'm actually going to hit it consistently and paint the Rainmaker shield. Am I worried about what's happening in street? Then take a right peek around this corner and look at street. But, like, it seems like we're cycling through, like, 3 of those ideas all at once, and committing to any one of those would be a better call than half committing to all of them. Because now you're further back than the Hydra is. You're kind of out of position. You don't have a good angle on basically anybody who's going to be in front right now. So it's kind of Devi on her own right now. You're a little bit behind the play at that point. I'm surprised you don't get popped with that there. That's a little bit lucky. But now this isn't necessarily a bad position. It's just Devi backed up, and I'm thinking, okay, why is Devi backing up? If Devi's backing up, that means there's a threat somewhere, and so I need to be keeping an eye on that. And you do get clipped a couple of times, which almost causes a problem. Okay, but we back up, we stay alive, and we stop anything bad from happening there. I love that wall. That wall is brilliant because it stops them from painting the Rainmaker shield. And now you get popped for free. You've got all this space. You can push up a little bit more. A little bit sooner, I would want to see you, like, rotating the camera so you can see the far edge of street here. That way, if there's someone sharking here, let's say that the T-Tech is right on this spot. You're in range right now. But if you turn your camera a little bit sooner and start sloshing at that angle a little sooner, you can prevent the T-Tech from being there before they're, able to splat you.
Yeah.
Now, one other thing to worry about is we've got a charger watching. And you see that and you immediately dip out, which is good. Did we know that they were there already? We know that they're on the ground here. We pop shield.
I don't think I noticed the charger.
Yeah, they pop up right there.
Yeah, that's when I noticed that.
That's very sneaky of them. I didn't spot them going anywhere near there. So you react about as quickly as I would have. And I like that you're responding to that quickly. You're respecting the threat that they pose to you. From here, you probably want to be like right peeking around this ledge. I don't think the charger can hit you from this position. I think their range goes out to like here or something, so you're still safe to be around this corner unless they walk forward.
I wasn't trying to kill them as much as I was trying to force them off of that, off the top.
You don't have the range to be able to do that unless you move really far forward. And the problem with moving really far forward is that, again, we haven't cleared out the left street.
Okay.
Left street here is a really important position here. It's kind of, you want your left street, and then you want mid, and then you want their street is kind of the hierarchy here, the order you want to go in. Since we don't have that covered, there is actually someone who could have splatted you right here and now. Like, you're in their range. They're right here. You see a bomb fly past you, and you also see a splash of ink as they swim by you. Right here, there's the bomb, and you can see in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen the ink splashes. You missed that. I think you... I don't know that you even noticed them as you were swimming past, and you only notice as soon as they pick up the Rainmaker. Mm-hmm. And that lets them get the lead here. That angle right there is something that you had a unique ability to be stopping if you had like right peeked around here and gotten control of your street. So that's probably the priority here. Unless you've got a frontliner in your street already, don't expect that area is going to be safe because you don't have any vision of it. And you also see shots going down before you drop there. So lots of things just to show you like look at that side.
I think because of the ink armor, I got a little more aggressive than I should have.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes some sense. That like you get armor. Everyone becomes a frontliner when you have armor. You are in a 3v4, so you might think like they're popping this as a defensive special right now. Because we don't want to leave the Rainmaker alone, basically, and. This angle is an angle where they had the ability to get to it. So Devi gets the charger, which is awesome. This is not... So remember how I said that corner is 28? So they don't actually beat that push. If you're able to get to the corner, that's a way that you get lead back. So that's not too bad. Obviously, we could have stopped that, and it would have been better to have stopped that, but not the end of the world either. So now we retreat here. We stop this push. So at this point, let's see, what are we looking at? We're looking, I guess, if you wanted to come over here because you were worried about the left sneaky, then definitely, go over there. But if that were the case, then I'm not sure... Because we're looking way over here on the right first. I guess maybe your first thought is to start retaking the right side or like the mid, and then you notice that everyone's looking over here on the left. So just a little bit in terms of like awareness, like you're picking things up just a little bit later than it will help you actually have an impact on those.
Yeah, I think I was a little flustered, like because I wasn't.
Yeah, because they just picked it up. Totally understandable too. Because it's like, wait, they came right past me. How did that happen? Wait, do I know what everything is right now? Yeah, totally get it. But if something bad happens, you kind of just try and be like, okay, head back in the game. Let's get refocused. Let's get back to playing our game plan. So we pick it up, and I like that you are immediately rotating to try and be with it and help it. You're shooting right in front of the Rainmaker. This is exactly what we want you to do here. I would want one of your frontliners to go up over this wall and for you to use blobs to help paint their path for them once they get over the top. But it doesn't look like they go for that play. It looks like you try to maybe aim for it here. So where is it that this happens? We see the burst bomb right there, and we see a player right here, and then we see a player off to our left. Those are all warning signs we have that there's a player in this location before they get shots on the Rainmaker. So that's a little awareness thing. This was information we had on the screen that we didn't notice and act on in time. That's a really cool angle, actually, bouncing off of the vertical wall to get it up over the top. I didn't know that was a thing. But I do like that you're, sloshing up over the top here, except that I don't think you have a teammate who's in that position anymore. Or does someone go up over the top?
I think I was worried someone was going to drop down.
Gotcha.
just
in this position, if someone does drop down, they're behind the play. The Rainmaker moves further while they're dealing with you. So, like, you can be, at this point, with the Rainmaker pushed that far up, you can be totally okay with someone shooting you in the back, because them shooting you in the back means that they've put themselves further out of play for stopping the Rainmaker. So at this point, you know, once they've picked it up like this, what you want to be doing is focusing the area in front of the Rainmaker.
yeah,
Because if you get them a little bit of extra paint at their feet, that might actually get them the extra point or two that they need to get over.
I'm pretty sure this is a missed call out on my part, because I thought Greg was going to be alive longer than they were. So I was trying to get Soli up quicker.
Oh, right. Yeah,
Then
this is a part where I think I talked over a call out. Let me re-listen again. If you can go up that wall. Okay. Devi calls that now, but I think
it was just
like that doesn't change what I was saying, in that before Devi makes that call, I think you're in a better position to look left. When Devi does call it, you know, you go up here, and it's tough because, you know, this isn't a bad play if the Rainmaker stays alive. If the Rainmaker just kind of fires shots and works slowly in, then you have really good angles to hit people from up here and to clear the path for the Rainmaker and make it easier for them to paint in. But what they try to do instead is, like, just do a quick suicide push to go for lead, and they miss it by 1 point, which is really unfortunate.
I was thinking they were going to be a little more patient on it, so that's why I was just like, okay, we can get the side angle. But it wasn't what happened. I'm like, oh no.
And don't worry about that, Debbie, because, like, it would have been the right call for them to take it a little bit slower. They didn't really have anybody in front of them. And, you know, Soli could have been really helpful from up here if they had played it a little more patiently. But because they go down, now there's this player who came from, I think, splatting the Rainmaker to try and clear snipe for you. So you show up just a little bit late to the party, and it's not anyone's fault, really, that happens there. Great. I love the angles, because you do end up hitting them twice, and you take them out there. So definitely not a bad trade. The only way that you would have been able to really have an impact after you get on the column, actually no, not even then, the only way that you would have been able to have an impact from street is if you had gone left instead of going up the column, instead of putting those sloshes over the top. So at that point in time, I have no objections to what happens, really. Okay, Gregory does a good job of just stopping the Rainmaker. Rainmaker doesn't push up with any teammates there, which is why Gregory's able to get away with that. They do kind of put themselves in like a 1v4 position there, so that's not ideal. And they're in some trouble right now because they're getting pushed by the guy from Bike. So if you had been able to go over and put some pressure on the guy from Bike, Gregory might have been able to do something.
Okay.
You do have to worry a little bit about the Rainmaker shield popping from that position, but you know, they're not putting their full firepower behind popping the shield, because clearly this guy's going and just chasing Gregory. So that's an option that you would have had, but this isn't bad either. You just need to know that there's someone on the right. From here, though, this is another place where I want to see you picking up the Rainmaker, because your teammate just popped a hammer. That hammer is one of the better options that you guys have for pushing, because the enemy team is going to have to focus on the hammer and not on the Rainmaker. The Rainmaker is less of an immediate threat to them, so they're going to try and shoot the hammer down first. The hammer is also going to paint really well for you. I think...
Yeah.
With getting up to top mid here, you know, it's not a bad idea if you need to get control of this area, but we kind of already have control of this area. So if you're a little bit quicker to run and actually pick up the Rainmaker and start moving with the hammer, you might be able to just kind of swim behind it and sneak into the corner there and get lead.
Okay.
Right now, the hammer is getting basically no value, which is partly on them because they have a teammate down. This wasn't the best time for them to pop it, but the hammer is getting no value because it's not starting a push. They're putting themselves in a position where they're likely to just get splatted. And the only thing they can effectively do is distract, and it's not distracting from anything we're trying to do. So you either want to pick it up and go in, or you want to pick it up and go left. They probably did have the intention of someone picking up the Rainmaker and pushing behind them.
Okay.
That's what I would anticipate based on what they did there. So now you're completely alone. It's the K-Shot who's just spawning, and you need to just kind of preserve your life at this point.
That didn't work.
As soon as you see this many people down and that many people up, try to retreat. And ideally, the perfect world, you're retreating while keeping your camera focused on the direction they're going to be coming from, so you know where to retreat to. But in some cases, you might have to paint your feet and get out that way.
Another thing here for this blob in particular is because you're turning your back to the street here, just knowing again how many are up, put a wall so then you can look the other way. You'll be okay,
That makes
and when
sense.
you turn it back around, you're still protected by whatever's in front of you.
Yeah, that would be a good way to look this direction while also keeping yourself safe. I think in this position, you probably could just swim and keep your camera turned this way because you know how much of this is blue. But yeah, if you did need to paint your feet at all, wall is a great way to help you with that.
Yeah.
So getting the rain out, not the worst. Obviously, not getting sniped would be ideal, but you at least get some paint out, get in their way a little bit, and we're able to stop this push. We get 2 down. There was an ouch on the left, so we want to be a little bit worried about a potential flank, and we don't have a lot of information about where they're going to come from now. Ray goes out. Okay, so we know there's a splat bomb here, so there's got to be a T-Tech in this area somewhere, and they do have an Inkjet, so that's something to worry about. Inkjet plus Ray would actually be a great combo for them to pull right now if they were to go for it. Looks like they decide not to, because both of them can do chip damage for each other. Like if the Inkjet hits someone, they show up on the map for the Stingray player, and they also don't need to stay in the Ray for as long to get splatted. So there's a lot of potential for them to combo the specials like that. Looks like they don't go for it. Okay, so now we've got armor. I would probably pick up the Rainmaker at this point and try to be getting up there with Gregoru, especially since they just forced a jump. Now we definitely want to be pushing the Rainmaker. Looks like somebody else picks it up, which is fine. You put Rain over to try and contest Snipe, which I agree with. Unfortunately, the Rainmaker goes down to a Snipe.
Oh god,
right
this
away.
is my horrible play.
I completely misread the Charger Peak, and I'm just like, I felt that.
So, with the Rainmaker going down...
Can I just say I don't normally challenge Inkjets?
Yeah, no, it's we can talk about that, but I think the big thing here is just once your Rainmaker carrier goes down, to try and back up and be behind the Rainmaker. Rather than being in front of it, where they could throw a bomb off it, they could just explode it and splat you from behind. At that point, just kind of back up instead of trying to engage anything. Yeah, going for, you tunneling for an Inkjet or something like that is something anybody's done before. Same principle, actually, we were talking about earlier. You could probably bounce blobs off this wall and try and hit them both ways. So that's an option if you're going to go for this, because they do miss a lot of shots. Especially with a more accurate weapon, like at hitting something out of the air. You actually do have a shot of taking him down from here. It's not like the worst play, but at the point we miss as many shots as we do, then they're finally able to get it. But there is a world where you actually win that. Now your teammate is once again too far in front. They're not in between the Rainmaker and your goal, so therefore they're not going to slow it down very much. I think they end up actually flanking at a certain point here, and it works out. But yeah, they're super far out of play right now, and so unfortunately we kind of just have to go in and go for the fight. And you do recognize that here. We have 8 seconds left. The Rainmaker does need to go down, and Devi's calling that out as well. This is pretty much all you can do. And, it's unfortunate because this is not a fight you ever want to push into as a Bloblobber.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of advantages here. You don't have anything to rebound the blobs off on the back wall there. But you got to try something. And, you can nitpick about, oh, well, you could have seen the Rainmaker shot and timed your run a little better. You're probably still not going to get them. Most that you do is distract for the brush to get in from behind, which is exactly what happens, actually. But the brush is alone at this point. Everybody else has died trying to rush the Rainmaker down, so
yeah,
that's not really on you there. So the big things I would say, they're not individual plays. They're not like you going after the inkjet when you shouldn't have. They're not like messing up your movement a little, getting up the column. It's more on where you're positioning yourself, and knowing based on what the state of the game is, based on the information you have in front of you, where do you need to be to have an impact on the game. These, being lower on the KA board than the rest of your teammates, I don't think that's a matter of you dying a lot. I think that's a matter of you not quite getting to the places where the action is in time. Gregoru and Ninjivan were playing very, very fast, and creating opportunities that you needed to kind of like snap up really quickly. I would even say that in some places they were probably going a little too fast, like for their backline to keep up with. But to capitalize on the openings that they had, because they did, do a lot in terms of getting picks and causing distractions. But in order to capitalize on that, we need to be like, okay, where do I need to be? What can I be doing right now? What is the play I can make that will get the objective moving the fastest? So that's kind of the sort of criticism that we were talking about for most of the VOD review here. It's, are you in the right place? And do you know what's going on fast enough to do something that will improve your team's ability to score?
Okay. Yeah, I think part of my problem is I get very hesitant to pick up the Rainmaker, just because I'm always worried that like I second guess whether or not I should.
Gotcha.
Like, is now a good time, or would I just be wasting it?
The like I was talking about before, what you're looking for are certain triggers. There are certain things that you can see on screen that will tell you Rainmaker time. So rather than, okay, the Rainmaker's right there, can I pick it up? It's more of a, they're two down, we have paint, teammate in front of me, let's go. Like you have like a little checklist in your head. Do we have a numbers advantage? Do we have paint in a direction that I want to push the Rainmaker? Do I have a teammate in front of me in the direction I want to push the Rainmaker? Do we, it would help also to have specials for this Rainmaker push. Is this a situation where we want to be pushing the Rainmaker, or is this just a position where we want to stall it, or we want to suicide it to reset it in mid? Because there are some times in Rainmaker where you're kind of throwing if you pick up the Rainmaker. If you are the winning team and you've got the Rainmaker in the bubble, you don't ever want it to get out of the bubble if there are only 20 seconds left in the game. You just keep it painted your color so that it's as difficult as possible for them to pop it. Because the game ends if it stays in the shield. But if you pick it up in the last 15 seconds and get splatted, then it triggers an automatic overtime for them. So you've gone from guaranteed win as long as they just like don't pick it up to guaranteed one more push for them in a situation where they probably splatted at least one, probably two of you to get that. So there are some situations, some niche cases where you can have a good position to push from and not want to push. But most of the time, you see a teammate out in front of you, especially a zippy little frontliner who's going to be able to paint well for you. And you've got the paints. You don't see any obvious threats in the way. Definitely good to just grab it and head left. And then once you start meeting resistance, you can fire some shots. You can slow it down. You can, don't commit to fights as the Rainmaker if you can avoid it. But you can start moving things over, and when you move things over, you make it harder for the other team to push. You also have the possibility that, if your frontliners pop off, you can just go.
Yeah. All right.
Regarding Rainmaker, especially objective play, I will actually be coming out with a video on that. That's going to be... I've been saying that the next video out is probably going to be on callouts, but I think I'm going to delay that a little bit and put out one on Rainmaker really quick first, so that we have at least, a few months of usefulness out of it.
I mean, it might still be. It's probably still going to be in the next game too.
Yeah, it came from Splat 1 to Splat 2, so it probably will carry over, but there might be some differences. Hard to say. Because I do go into like some weapon-specific, special-specific stuff, and all of that is going to be different in Splat 3, but the fundamentals will probably all remain pretty much the same at that point, so.
All right, thank you.
So, thank you. And if you have any questions, obviously, feel free to let us know now, or if you think of them later, I'm happy to answer anything. But that's going to do it for our VOD review for today. So really appreciate everybody for stopping by in the chat. Thank you so much for sticking around despite the bots that we apparently had in there.
Oh my god.
I hope that we didn't have any oh, have they been bad?
Yes.
Oh man.
I'll
That's
chat with you
unfortunate.
after stream.
Sure thing. But I'm just adding them all to block list right now, going through it. Were you keeping track for any questions in the chat, Devi?
Yeah, I had you
Okay,
basically
cool.
answered the one that there was way earlier about C-Jet. Like literally right after it was asked like 30 seconds after, you started talking about it, and I'm like, cool.
All right. So there is one big announcement before we close out the stream here, which is that we are going to be moving the Twitch channel over to a different one. You'll see in the near future that the YouTube channel is going to stay exactly the same. So if you're already subbed to it or whatever, that'll just carry over. But you will see the branding change on it actually. So we've had some other content on the channel besides Splatoon stuff, and generally it hasn't had as much time to grow and everything like that, but it's also just not what the audience is here to see. So we've made the decision to separate Squid School onto its own YouTube channel, separate from the Bravest Esports. Here are our programs, and here is our TikTok feed and stuff like that kind of stuff. So on YouTube, all that's happening is the exact same channel is going to be getting a new name and some new branding. So you'll be able to search for it just by Squid School. That will be the name of it. But on Twitch, it's a little bit harder to do that because we have this channel for running tournaments and stuff. So there will actually be a new Twitch channel, which I'm going to link in the chat right now, which is just squid_school. It is brand new. It doesn't even have all of the branding finished on it yet, but this is where future streams will be. So go and give that one a follow. If you follow Bravest Esports right now for Splatoon content, this is where new Splatoon stuff is going to be in the future. And I understand that that's going to be an adjustment and that some people are going to miss us, they're going to, not be following it, and we're going to lose some people in translation there, but that's the play. So go and follow that channel, squid_school, for more of Squid School streams in the future. So
Sure, that's a Discord announcement.
absolutely, yes. And we'll do that. I was going to do that after the stream ended, so we'll take care of that for sure. But Hey, X-Ray, Melee?
Yeah.
Let me see if I have a scene set up that it can actually show Melee. Because I need to get Slippy up.
I'm gonna pop out, alright?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you
Have
so
a nice
much, Jen.
evening.
You too.
No problem.
Hey.
Thanks, Debbie.
And anytime you got questions, just let me know. And I'm
Will do.
happy to help out.
Oh,
Y'all
yeah,
heard
they're
that. I bet y'all heard that.
What?
Okay. The Melee
On this stream or your own stream?
on this stream.
Okay.
Well, we'll just play a quick game real quick, and it'll be fun. I heard that. Yep. Okay. 1 second. I need to go and get the controller adapter. Actually, no, it's right at my feet. That's helpful. in this backpack. Question is where in this backpack it is.
Is it from the backpack you took to the LAN?
Yes. But that backpack has since been repurposed for another work trip. But okay, we got it. So that's plugged in there. And we heard a little doot 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 because the controller got plugged in. 956. Okay.
The nice part is I'm glad that this is actually showing over the Discord stream too, so I can actually see it live.
Okay. And let me know if audio is like really loud or something like that. We can turn it down. It sounds like it might be pretty loud. I think it's crackling a little bit.
It's not too bad, but you could probably turn it down a little.
Okay. I think I do that from here. Options, audio settings, volume. We're gonna take that down a little.
Oh yeah, you kind of also have to change the game on the stream real quick. Or are you just gonna leave it? Just gonna leave
We're
it.
just gonna
Okay.
do one. We're just gonna do one. Okay. All right, I'm in and I'm searching. Splatoon 2 looks different. Hi, Toast.
It's just, I mean, you could, I mean, you use this as the reason why you chose the Team Knight for Splatfest, so throwback.
Fox only, no items, final destination is actually not a great way to play the game because those characters I think can chain throw each other. All right.
Yo, the red Falco, I approve.
Oh. Alright, let's see if my punish game is up to snuff. Nope. Man, I was so happy I got that up tilt out in time, and it didn't hit anyway. Good shield drop. Hee. Ow. And that should have been it. Maybe I was a little bit too high up. Ow. I don't think I recover from these. Oh. Oh, did not mean to down smash. That's supposed to be down tilt. Oh, I DI'd off stage. That was a mistake. Cat and Falcon, all items, Poke Floats. Now we're talking. Now we're talking.
Man, I do a prediction for the chat, but I'm not allowed to set a prediction. Sad moment. Anywho, chat, who's winning?
I don't think we have predictions because we're not on affiliate anymore.
Oh, right. Well, anywho, predict anyway, chat.
Wait, I fell that far that fast? The lag is really getting me on the recoveries, especially. I think we get this? Yeah, we're fine. No, we're not, because we were too slow on it. There's just a little bit of input lag, and it's not great for someone who was just at a LAN last time I played. Okay, there we go. Nice. Just need to not get hit by any moves. Aw, darn. Okay, we lost it. Oh! On land, I swear I get that roll timing. John's. This is the Marth Killer, but I missed the roll. Okay. That'll do it. I'm not happy with that, but that'll do it. We'll stop.
And Banky wins the vote. Good job, Banky.
Yeah, we're not affiliates. That's the only reason that we're allowed to stream on YouTube, Jamie. All right. Yeah, definitely scuffed, but GG's. I think it would have been a lot of fun to play on LAN if if I had known that you play Melee X-Ray at LTC. Definitely would have played some games with you. But
next time.
That is gonna. Next time's gonna be a while, but
I know, but still, you can prep for it now.
Dash forward smash out of shield threw me off a bit. Yeah, that was a bait that I definitely do deliberately a lot of the time. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching and for humoring us with our silliness. We'll see you next week. And remember to follow twitch.tv/squid_school. Squid_school is the stream that we will be using on Twitch from here on out. YouTube channel, gonna stay the same. It'll be under a different name, Squid School, so it won't be the Bravest Esports channel anymore, but otherwise, that was not a transition that worked from where I was, so I'm just going to back my way out of it. Twitch.tv/squid_school is where to go from here. That's going to be it. Thank you, everybody, for watching.